And hello. Let me just swap cameras around because I can't get everything perfect on the first try, but now we're good.
Oh, who was me?
It was
Uh,
me. I'm
Serenity.
Oh,
Noir.
well, apparently you can't. Once you go black, you can in fact go back. Welcome,
We
everybody.
just gotta switch cameras and zoom.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Morning Ritual. I'm one of your hosts, Noir. I go by He, and our producer and second host is.
Me. Hi, I'm Anita. My pronouns are she, they. And I'm extremely tired because this is the third stream in less than 24 hours that I've been producing. Let's go, baby.
And we have a fantastic guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Serenity.
Hi, I'm Serenity or Seren or I don't know. As long as it's not me, you can call me whatever. I'm Click Clack Snack all over the internet. She, Faye, any pronouns. I'm a TTRPG performer. I do a little bit of writing, cosplayer, and a sex worker. So I do way too
Woo!
much all the time.
Hell yeah! Um, I've been excited and wary of this episode because of the name. Now, I don't know if you know about this show. We have a history with something called Crunchers. We'll get into it. Well, that'll come later. It's just the name Click Clack Snacks. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in for one today. But first off, you do so much. Can you tell us how you got started and the different elements of the things that you do? Like, what got you into TTRPG?
Yeah, so I started I came from one of those Christian households where Dungeons and Dragons was the devil. So I did not play for a good while until I turned 18 and my friends were like, "Okay, well, come play." And I finally went, "You know what? Yeah, legally I can make my own choices." And now it's been a financial hardship ever since because now I can't get it out of my head. Um I've been cosplaying for over 12 years now. So like all of this just kind of came in together. And then being online, that came through like a lot of people during the pandemic when you had nothing else to do. And like I started like the December beforehand, but really didn't post. And then I didn't have a job. And then wow, I could do whatever I wanted. So that's how that kind of dominoed.
So, with all the different things you do, you're dealing with a few different communities. You're dealing with the actual play community, the cosplay community, and I know that I've seen a lot of sex workers in the space. Like, there's the joke that BDSM and TTRPG, if you did a Venn diagram, it's like a fucking circle. So I kind of want to ask you, like, what's the most difficult community to navigate, and which one do you feel is the more accessible and welcoming community?
Okay, this is gonna sound so weird. Um, so the hardest I think to navigate, like, and I will put them on a scale, just being upfront and honest. It's also different for me as a
Hmm.
plus size creator because I think there's a lot more hoops I have to jump through to prove myself, versus people who are stereotypically within a parameter. But cosplay, I think, is the hardest. And that wasn't a huge community I was online with for a while. It was more so I was doing it and going to very small conventions, and then making it for me and then showing my friends. So now trying to be in that community. I wouldn't say there's like gatekeeping or anything like that, but there's certainly a level of expectation. And there's also a lot of people who already know each other to where if you're new, rightfully so, they're very cautious. But some people are a little mean alongside it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'd probably say sex work because there's so many people who are fantastic and actually like phenomenal, very helpful. But there's also a lot of people where they have a standard set and just kind of keep it there and are cordial,
Oh, so it's kind of clicky, you mean?
Yeah, just a tad, I would say. Not like everyone, of course not, but
Yeah.
there's definitely a level where people are like, well, this is the expectation of my work. And it's very understandable, especially with such niche clientele, because you can have someone who likes everything and they'll go, yes, perfect, I'll jump in with this person too. And someone who's like, there are so many boxes you do not check that this will ruin anything that you like do with this other person.
Mm.
So it's going along really with who's sending money. So so I've never found it to be the people directly, but mostly their clientele. And then
Okay.
and then the TTRPG community, I'd say so far has been the easiest. Um, there's so many welcoming people, so many people that were like willing to help, willing to be flexible. And it's not all, like roses, but the people I've met along the way, I only have a very small amount that I truly have found to be hard to work with or irredeemable to work with.
Yeah.
And it's so minute that, or I just go, I don't want to deal with you anyway, and don't focus on them. So then they're not a problem. And they're not in my vision.
That's actually a very useful skill that it takes some people a while to learn. It's just like being able to go, oh, this situation sucks. And when I say it takes people a while to learn, I mean it took me a while to learn. Um, with these hobbies, there's a lot of skills that kind of overlap in a sort of way. For example, uh, for cosplay and sex work, you have to be well, I don't know if you have to be your own photographer. So I guess that's the question that I'll ask, which is, did you learn photography or was that something that you came in already knowing, or is that not at all involved? I don't fucking know. Like I
No,
would imagine, well, for in order for a picture to get to where it needs to go, photo. So like, how did you go about like picking that up or finding a photographer?
that was a very educated guess. But um I've never done anything professionally with photography, and
Mhm.
there are certain instances with people I've worked with and places I'm leaning towards where you do typically want to have a separate photographer for certain things. However, a lot of my content currently is based off of my own photography and videography. Um, it's a learning process, and it's definitely I'm getting better. I can't say I'm great yet. Oh, I'm good enough. It shows off the bits, it shows off what I did. Cool, great, awesome, we got it. But
You keep it all
otherwise
in frame. Okay, respect.
it's in frame. It's not super blurry most of the time. The lights are on there, we're good. um but it's something where I'm still learning the process of it, and I've reached out to other people, and there have been some extremely wonderful, helpful people in certain communities that have been just super flexible with me. So it's there, but it's a process.
The follow up to that is, I kind of feel like the skills that you learned from one craft have to at some point help you with another. Like, for example, one of the things that I am the absolute worst with is self promotion. And I feel like in sex work and in cosplay, that is something that you have to be able to do. And that's gonna be a very handy skill in the TTRPG space, because everybody's trying to sell themselves at it, and not all of us are the greatest at it. Like, for example, did you know we have a Patreon for this show that we completely forgot to mention at the top? There it is. I
What
forgot
a
to
good
link to it. So
That was such a good segue.
back to the
I got you.
quest.
It's in chat.
Okay, good, because I did not remember. But have you noticed that there have been any skills that you've taken from one aspects of your various skill set and applied it to another? I think I asked that right.
No, no, I get it. So I would say, so I've also done acting in the past, never
Hmm.
like professionally, but like community theaters, small little projects. So I'd say overall that overarching goes with everything that I'm doing. Um, so that would be something that goes from one to the other. Um, like in cosplay, for me, it's super important. For other people, they do what you do what you like to do. For me, I like to do the performance part of it. Um, Self-promotion? Whew, I wish I was better at it. Honestly, it's all set on like desperation and like hoping that like I put the links there, I'll talk about it. And then I will carefully mention it, or I'll just try to be like in this video, be like, look how hot I look. I'm going to sneak you into the link and catch you.
Oh.
And then no, but it's something where I feel like there's a large portion of where people will look at someone and go, "Oh, I hope they have an OnlyFans," and then it's there so they can see it if they'd like. But reaching out to me and saying I have an OnlyFans doesn't do as much as I would like it to do at this current state in
Okay.
my career. So self-promotion, I'd probably say most of it is performance wise. But also I would like to say, being like, oh my God, it's 8:20 in the morning. I don't know words. Uh,
I feel
uh,
you so strongly right.
um, but also a good amount of, I'm gonna say self-preservation. That is not the right word, but basically, being able to take things with a grain of salt and
Mm.
people coming back with feedback, but also like knowing when to back off. I don't know what the word is, and y'all can just put the word in there for me if you want.
I think I know it. I think I know what you're talking about. Like you know when to disconnect with the feedback that you're getting, so you don't take it personal. Is that
Yeah,
what we're getting at? Yeah.
exactly. It's taking like honest criticisms and like constructive criticism and then applying it because you know it's done out of love. And then there's parts where it's like, okay, so you're just being nitpicky now. Got
Yeah.
it. Cool. Which I think is important, and it's something I've had to really learn how to turn off with all the communities, specifically cosplay, because being fat and cosplaying, that's a crime. Did you know that? So
Actually, so one of the things that we've kind of glossed over here, and I want to double back to it, when we can, is that you have an outstanding presence in TikTok, and you have some truly hilarious TikToks. One of my favorite. I'm not a One Piecer. I've only completed 2 episodes, but there's a One Piece. Oh, there's a One Piece TikTok that you did with Fluffy Goomba and Who's Your Kid. Oh, it is like the call of the sea, and they're standing next to you, and then the camera zooms over, and they're like a mile away running towards the water. Like, oh, sorry, it's one of my favorite TikToks ever. But I interrupted to say, yeah, I had an experience. My first time cosplaying it is kind of why I stopped. I cosplayed as Darth Revan as C2E2 like 2014 or something like that. And my buddy, after the con, I was like hype, it was great. I spent a lot of money on it. And my buddy was just like, hey, don't go on 4chan anytime soon. And I'm like, why? And like there's a thread just ripping people apart. And like I was one of them, and I was just like, I shouldn't read this. And then I read everything.
No.
Oh no, it's fine. You live, you learn, you get looks. But like, so that's why I really appreciate stuff like what you're doing, where you call it out. Like you have had some TikToks where you directly call out people, for treating cosplayers that are plus size different than regular cosplayers, and or not regular, but smaller. But you know what I mean.
yeah,
Words.
regular
I'm
size, and then there's the large size.
Listen, you can get a
No,
six
yes.
pack or you can get the whole fucking keg. And that's what I
No, you're right. Also, Noir, I'll go get them. I'll go fight them. Just tell me who they are. I'll go get them.
Listen, they're on 4chan, so they already lost their life. Uh, that's the breeding ground of incels. I'll be all right. But I really do appreciate what you do, and I have to know how. So you have a presence on TikTok, and I feel like TikTok has been one of the harder platforms to crack. So I want to know, how do you keep at it? Like, because the algorithm personally beats my whole ass. So like, how do you?
Oh gosh. So I'll just be upfront and honest exactly how I got into it, because a lot of people are going to go, ugh, and it's okay, me too. So my first TikTok I made, I removed it, but it was a My Shiranumi cosplay. And that got me to 10K.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, that jumped me to 10K immediately. Because people were like, mommy, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So that happened, and then I went, I wish I could make stuff about TTRPGs. I wish that was a thing that people liked. Because I didn't realize how large the community was back then. And then I started making oh God, it's so cringy and I hate myself for it, but it got me to like 30 something K. I started making jokes about I'd take a bottle of Astroglide and make jokes about like the bard fucking something unfuckable.
It's always bars.
Yeah, and I just had a bottle of Astroglide. I'm like, well, I'm never gonna use that shit. That stuff sucks. So I just used it, and then people thought it was really funny. Like if you look back, because I still have like a majority of them up. If you look at my first technical TikTok, it's like the dillygaff sound, and it's just me pouring Astroglide.
I've seen that one.
That's me. And that was like in like a TikTok like TTRPG compilation. And I'm like, really? You all? So that's how it really started. And then I made like haha funny bard sexual joke, ha ha ha, because that was huge when I started. And
It
then people
really
were like,
was.
and they were like, well, that's not funny anymore. And I'm like, I think it's funny, but I think we do need to take it in stride now because I have worn myself out of this. So
Come here, dummy.
it is something where that's how I started. And now the algorithm, because now I just post whatever I want because it's not as important anymore. I just kind
Yeah.
of go, this is what I want to do. And if you're there, hello, no guy, bye. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. He's a sweetie. When he climbs on everything.
He was in, was he in a little jumpsuit?
Yes, he was.
Okay, sorry. Cat. But now I post whatever. And there's sometimes where it works. Like my most popular video has nothing to do with anything I do. I just saw a video of a guy in a Dread Pirate Roberts costume flip a woman, and she was so tiny and so agile. And I'm like, I wish I could do that. And so I was like crying. It was like, I wish I could be flipped like a baton, but I'm shaped like a beanbag chair. I'm not aerodynamic. And now it's almost got 3 million views. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I don't know what they want. I just post, and if it does well, great.
I love it. The algorithm makes no sense to anybody. I've asked people with like millions of followers the same questions. They're like, I don't fucking know, man. Like I did a dumb thing one day and it blew up. It makes no sense. So I mean that kind of brings me back to all the different audiences that you have on all these different platforms. And before I ask you about the community in general, meaning like the people involved and the audience, I think this time I'm going to narrow it down to just the audience. and ask which ones are the more difficult ones to deal with. Like which audiences are more supportive and which ones are less supportive out of your like Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, the whole shebang.
So I have outstandingly more coverage on TikTok than I do everywhere else.
Hmm.
Because I started everything else too late.
Oh,
In comparison. So like I'm very like happy where I'm at. Like, of course, it's like, yes, I'd love more, but I'm very thankful for who I have. And it's something where as long as they want to keep seeing what I'm posting, I'd like them to be there. So unfairly, it's TikTok because
okay.
of the reach that gets. Um, and that's where I post more videos and more cosplay things. Like I'll post pictures up on like Twitter or Instagram. I don't really use my Twitch because my computer, whoo, that's another story for a different day. But it's something where definitely TikTok comparatively is going to have the worst. However, I think if Twitter started blowing up, I think that would be a negative direction and it might overturn TikTok just because of one post I had that went like bigger for myself.
Yeah.
And then I saw the comments on there and I was like, "Oh, I don't like that." But I'm also like, they're telling me what I am. They're like, "Oh my God, you're fat." Cool. I'm so glad that you can't your screen works. You have 20/20 vision. I'm your new optometrist. Is that who does eyes? I don't care. I'm your new fucking glasses person. You don't need them. Good for you.
I always tell those folks, listen, I work hard to stay in shape. And yes, circle is a shape.
Damn right. I'm
So
shaped like the Gara jug from Naruto, and that's okay. From the front, from the side, it's like it's like a B, and that's okay.
so you've got a sizable platform. I'm wondering what would you love to pivot and turn all this into? Like let's say let's say in the next 5 years you exponentially grow. What would you love to pivot this into? What's your dream project?
So I'd still love to continue everything I'm doing. Like
Hmm.
all of these, I'm excited about. Nothing is a stepping stone to another. They're all something I want to bring together. I would love to be able to, like everyone else in the TTRPG community, I'd love to have a studio game. I'd
Yes.
love to have something where I'm playing with people in person, even if I have to travel all the time. I do not care. I will fly. Take me to New York, take me to LA. I don't care. I will
Take
be
you to
there.
Chicago.
Take me to Chicago, please.
We gotta
Um,
get our names out there when people say studio game.
yes, so I'll go. I have friends in Chicago too. Other friends. I'll be like, "Yes, I'm going to see everyone. You know, the Bears, let's go. I'm here."
Listen, you don't have to do that. I have to do that, and it hurts. Don't do that to yourself.
No, I all I know is the Saturday Night Lights good. I'll just be like the Bears,
Out
and that
there.
is the extent.
That's all
Um,
you need to know. Learning
but
anymore makes you cry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
a studio game. Um, primarily, I'd love to. I don't mind having more than one, but I'd love to have one with primarily sex workers. Uh, and of course, we've had this conversation when I'm like, I'd love to have an SW based TTRPG channel, and Noir's like Star Wars, and I'm like, that would be great, and I'd love to have that in tandem. But in this case scenario,
I swear to you, you're so confident. Like, I've got all the Star Wars books. I found the dice. If you need a Star Wars game, we can fucking do it.
I mean, why not both Star Wars and sex work?
Like, you were so sweet. You were like, I don't know how to tell you this. But when I said SW, I actually meant sex work. I fucking backed away from that. Like, you know, when you send a message and then you walk away, like it's a grenade. Like, I read that, I was like, I'm so fucking stupid. I I didn't look at my computer for an hour after that. I'm like,
So I will be 100% honest with you. I sent that to a Fluffy Goomba and to Hushikin, and I went, how do I tell him? How do I tell them that this is wrong? I don't want to hurt them. And AJ said, do it. Just go for it. And I was just like, hey. So, but it's the funniest thing because that's our like first real
that's our
interaction.
first real interaction. I came in so confident because I had just finished the Star Wars game, so I was like, I'm buzzing, ready to go. And you were like, my dream is to like have a whole channel of Star Wars. I'm like, the whole you were like, my dream is to have a whole channel of SW, and I'm like, oh man, a whole Star Wars channel. You can have the Empire show versus the Rebellion show. It'd be fucking sick. I got all the books. Let me just bring the books over. Yo,
That can we can do SWSW, Star Wars sex workers, Star Wars. Who cares? Let's go. Let's all buy slutty little stormtrooper cosplays. Let's go, everyone.
if y'all wonder why I don't like DM or talk much, it's because I'm trying to protect y'all from my stupid. And it's
It was my favorite thing. That made me go, I love Noir. Noir is a fantastic person, and I cannot wait to talk more because this was so wholesome and so like well-meaning that I could be bad. I was more upset. I'm like, what am I going to do when I have to shoot them down? I can't yes and this conversation and lie.
sweet. You were so nice. I just had to walk away because I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Like, there was no context for Star Wars. I just saw SW. It was just like, fucking, let's go. Oh, oh,
Oh gosh.
if you want, you can even screenshot and show people that conversation because that's so fucking funny.
I'll
Like,
do it after the show.
oh my god. But yeah, that was our first interaction.
And it's the best. And that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, Noir, we're good. I feel so safe here. This is great.
All right. I've been stalling, but we've been at it for a good 30 minutes. So I think now's a great time to ask the question that I've been dreading to ask. But here we go. If you've been in the TTRPG space for long enough, you've probably nope, that's the wrong one. There's a silent war going on in the TTRPG space between those of us that see these as storytelling tools and others who see them as the forbidden candy, something to be put into one's mouth and crunched on. Now, note specifically, I said crunch because if it were an edible dice, that'd be crunching, and that's not what they want. There are those of us that say that, hey, that is a dental and a choking hazard. Don't do that. We are the dice defenders. Those that want to crotch are the crotch crew. And then there's a third group of cowards that don't want to pick a side. They're the
Harm
crotch
reduction.
response. They're the crotch responsibly people because you apparently could do something that's completely irresponsible responsibly. So now I have to ask you, Serenity, also known as Click Clack Snacks. What side of this were you on?
So mentally, I crunch. Physically,
Mm-hmm.
I put a dice in my mouth and my immediate body response is get it out, get it out, get it out. And I feel sick. So I can't actually because like it goes in my mouth and then I have like a physical response of that does not go there. This is no, get that out. So my oversensitivity says no, but mentally I'm all crew crunch.
What is it?
I hate that there is a perfect lyric for this from the worst person in the world. But I'm gonna say it anyway. But I need to preference this with this is from the worst person in the world. But quite literally, your body's telling you no, but your mind's telling you no, but your body no. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of R. Kelly. So it's actually a good thing. Never mind. I don't know why I started talking. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stop
no,
now.
this comes from the alternate universe, K Relly. So we're fine.
Okay, really?
Yeah. My body's telling me no, but my mind's telling me
Oh,
yes.
yes. K
But yes,
Relly would never do anything untoward in
yeah,
the Bizarro world. Oh,
in this other world, best person. So good. But yes, and if you've seen, because I have already expressed my opinion as well on the specifically the Big Bad video, because Husha Kid went around and was asking people, and I'm like, I don't know how you're not prepared for this like tenfold. I can't unback my brand. I got a rep to protect, and it's Crunch. So I don't.
you know what? I respect that. You and the Moolah Rogue need to get together because y'all are both like the poster children of crotch.
Wait, who else?
Mulan Rogue.
Liz.
Oh
Mulan
yeah,
Rogue is. I almost said Moulin Rouge again, and the whole point of last episode was that it's Moulin Rogue. But
Crunch
you
at
two
heart
are
or crunch envy. I think that this is more like crunch romantic.
this is Crunch enemies to lovers.
Crunch enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
oh, that's my favorite trope.
Because I like at first I was like, oh, I hate I don't like how this feels, but like mentally I'm like, but this feels so right.
I have a question about enemies to lovers, though. Actually,
Oh, all right. Let me get my notebook.
so okay, is the trope like enemies? Like, let's say there's Army A and Army B.
Mhm.
Is enemies to lovers someone from Army A falling in love with person from Army B, and then they just stop fighting, or are they still fighting but also banging? Or is
I
that a
feel
different trope?
That's a hate fuck.
yeah. So enemies to lovers can be described in it can be similar to that. It can be any types of enemies. It can just be like rivals. It can be a straight
Okay.
up war, like anything that's just separate with different goals or just like butting heads. Basically, you look at the other person and you're like, I don't agree with you and I don't like what you're doing. And then through one way or another, their differences either they can stay different and then they can come together in a different stance, or one person will go to a differing opinion. So
Okay.
in the very like,
There's a broad spectrum in
yeah, there's a
enemies to
broad
lovers.
spectrum, but eventually the two are like love conquers all, or like I said that so like rudely, like that's not an actual thing. But it's something where it's not all physical. It can start physical, but it becomes romantic, and becomes something where it's, like I said the other day on my Twitter, I can write paragraphs about small gestures that people do. This is enemies to lover fodder. Like literally anything in media where I'm like, those two are in love. I can tell you everything.
Part of me wants to just have a show called Trope Court where I have two people representing two different tropes and defending them to see which one's the best one.
Oh my gosh. If you I
Enemies to
will
lovers
actually
versus
throw
hurt
hands.
comfort. Let's go.
Oh no. I can't do angst. It hurts. I cry. I've been crying over Husker Dust like for the last like 10 days. I can't do anything.
Enemies to
I
lovers
love
to
how
enemies
Adam.
again. Good, yeah.
I
that's
love how
funny.
animated tropes gets the chat though. Like everybody, drop your favorite trope. I want to see what we got here. But
Ooh, yeah.
look, we do have some follow-up questions in the beginning. Have you I don't know. You're a cruncher in the mind, but not in the body. I think that's right down the middle. I think you might be in crotch responsibly if I'm
I
being honest.
no, I say do what you want to do. I still do it even though I physically am revolted by doing it. I will
Oh,
do it. No, it's just a bodily response. Just my body's God, what is it like? It's like
you're a reluctant crotcher.
yeah, I have my own little Venn diagram like
Mm.
between like crunch responsibly and crunch I don't know what the other one is entirely
I
fundamentally
need
with
to
your
make
heart
a,
and soul.
I need to make a three-prong diagram. Crunch responsible, stop the crunch, dice defenders,
We're
and then
still working on. I really do
Yeah.
hope everybody watching this, especially if you've been on the show, I do hope you know that we really are working on wanted posters for like crotchers and like all that kind of stuff.
AJ's on it.
Oh, I love that.
We're doing.
I'll send AJ just a picture of my Nami cosplay and be like, make sure you get my good side.
I think because it's AJ, it is in the style of One Piece too. Because apparently, wanted posters is like a big deal in that show. I don't know. Like
Ooh,
I,
Noir, I could tell you so much. Like, yes. Uh, Counterpoint, talking about TTRPG, just a little self putting myself in there. I actually am with Hushikid, a fluffy Goomba, and Wally132. We are doing a One Piece TTRPG game. The first
oh,
episode is
hell
out
yeah.
on Hushikid's YouTube. It's really good. We have a lot of episodes we've recorded, and we just got to get them out there. But basically, I am in love with the people that are in this game, both outside and in. It's a phenomenal game story. It does take place right before the time skip, and then it's in the middle of the time skip. So you're gonna get spoiled for like this portion of the time skip, and then after that, it's all fake. So
Oh,
if you're
there's a
willing to
time
take the
skip.
jump, there is a time skip.
Can I try something real quick? Like I was told a sentence to say to a One Piecer that apparently will elicit a reaction. Um, Bon Clay sucks. Oh my God, it worked. What the fuck does that mean? What
So
does that mean?
I need you to know the crime you have just committed. Um,
What?
I X is in chat. I can't do that. No, just kidding. Bon Clay is a character that is so you have to learn to love him. It takes a second, but when you do learn to love her, gender fluid, queer icon.
Oh, did I say a hate crime? I'm sorry. I didn't.
Well, it wasn't elicited because of them being queer. You were just like, I was told to say this. That's like when your mom tells you to go say something to get a reaction out of your sibling.
Yeah, but my
Like,
mom used to make me go say hate crimes. No,
well, we can turn this into a different kind of show. So I'm no longer the guest. I'm here to help you. Do you need to talk about your feelings?
you'd be surprised how often that happens. Oh no, okay. I was told that that would get a hilarious reaction, and it did. I'm gonna go back to trying to watch all of this show again. There's a lot of it, but
There is a lot. They do have movies. It
Mhm.
will not put all of the information in there, but it will get you to a point where you can catch up, and then if you're invested and interested, then you can always go back. So that might be a better way for you to start. This is not an opinion I was asked for. This is an opinion as a One Piece lover that I have to give out, just like people who play Final Fantasy 14 when they talk about the fact that it's free to level 60 to try to get you in.
Mhm.
It I had to. I apologize.
I want to play Final Fantasy 14 so bad, but the launcher is terrible. It's terrible.
It's not as bad as like Blade and Soul. I mean, it's been a while since I played it, but All my friends were into it, and I played for a little bit, and I went, "Look how cute my character is," and then I went, "Oh, it's an MMO." I knew that, but I don't do those very well.
The last MMO like I was truly invested in was Guild Wars 2, and I had to stop. I lost half of my stuff in a breakup. Listen, you think a regular life divorce is bad? Let me tell you what an MMO divorce is. Losing all your loot.
Oh gosh, that gives me like RuneScape vibes. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We endure. But you've answered our crunch question, so that leads us to the follow-up. And I'm not gonna start with the punishment question for you. I'm actually gonna start with the nicer one, because there is a punishment question. You're still gonna get it, it's just not coming first. Which is you become the god emperor of the TTRPG space. You snap your fingers, and any three things you want to have happen, no matter how big, no matter how small. Um, what you know what? It, I'm gonna start changing it to you snap your fingers and you are the god emperor of any community that you're involved in. So like this includes cosplay as well, TikTok as well. You snap your fingers, any three things you want to have happen in any space you're involved in happens. What do you do?
Um, fix the algorithm so BIPOC voices and content is actually seen and can be appreciated, because that is horrible amongst all three communities. So just go
And
look
does
at
it
all the cool
instantly get
things.
banned for community guideline violations?
Oh God,
Bro,
please.
TikTok be waiting to hit me with the community violation.
It's insane. So that'd be the first thing, because it's literally it's because there's always the counter of saying, "Oh, we'll get this space da 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 da." No, I just want the voices to be out there because you all do a fantastic job of everything. You're just, I'm trying to think of the right word, fucked over by the algorithm. So,
I think me and Anita have the same story in the sense that Anita did Strahd as Shorzy from Letterkenny.
oh my
And then like a week later, this other guy did it and blew the fuck up. And I'm like, I am so like to the tune of like 100,000
Got it.
followers.
We're mutuals on TikTok now.
you had the discussion and went, "Hey,
Oh, he still does it. That's his whole shtick. It's one of his whole shticks that he does. Is Strata Shorzy.
it's so weird when your shtick is someone else's shtick, but okay."
Yeah. I mean, I only did the one video on it. He started doing like a series of them and
Uh
posting consistently. So
and then and then there's this video of some ladies like going, what do you what do men want from women? Like, and I did a video, it's like uppies, because the whole uppies for the books thing. Dude did my video point for point, million followers. So I'm like, this sucks.
Oh my God. I I had one of those. I got a very good reaction off the video though, but then like it was like almost word for word. The guy and I are mutuals. It was a mistake. Like it wasn't something where he saw it before, I don't think. And it was just like because of the concept. I'm like, okay. Well, and I did went, "Hey, so this kind of happened, but we're fine. We're good." I get that. That's horrible. That's number one. Number two, I'd like for there to be major studios in different areas of the United States that are readily available. Either if it's my choice and it could be whatever, I'd like it to be free. But minimum like cost for people for cost of living to be able to run it, and then people can utilize it, and like have like a couple studios in like building
Yeah.
so people can play their games and have the chance to be in a studio, even if it's just for a one shot, or they can rent it out for long periods of time for long like episodic shows. That would be another one. My third one, um I'd give myself like so I'd give myself sewing abilities. So selfish, but I want to know how to sew because I can't sew. So like my cosplay suffers because I can't do it. And I'd be like, I'm going to take the brain of the best like fashion designer and like producer and like put that into my brain so then I can make everything. Because I primarily do props and wigs. And like that's great and all. Clothes, please.
My my suggestion to you on that is to find a club of little old ladies that have like a sewing circle, and they will be fucking on board to teach you how to sew. They love showing people how to sew. That's how my grandma taught me.
I love that. Okay. Now I just need to go. I'm gonna go write in my notes, find little old
Find
ladies
little old
sewing.
ladies.
Find a sewing
Question
circle.
mark? Find a sewing circle. Yeah. No, that's very fair. I think it's more so like mental illness where if I'm not immediately like good at it or like above average, then I go, I can't do this. I wasn't meant for it. Effort?
That's me.
Mm-mm.
That's me in a nutshell. Like, why can't I play the piano by sitting down and looking at the piano?
I should. I know how they make sound.
You press the button and the music happens.
That's when you just go to a keyboard and just starts doing the do 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 do, and it's like, yes, I did it.
Or just become a nothing. Look, not all DJs are untalented. A lot of them just press spacebar though. Anyway, that's gonna bring us to our next question, which is the punishment question. You get to play at a table with any 5 people that are alive right now. You don't count towards the 5. You get to choose who's the GM and what system you're playing. What's your table look like?
Anyone?
Anyone that's alive right now.
Okay. Is it the state they're in currently, or can it be any portion of their life if they're
Ooh,
alive?
that's a good question. I'm going to say, let's make it interesting. Any portion of their life.
Cool. I love Tim Curry and his Muppet Treasure Island era.
Yeah.
Because Tim Curry's great right now. He's not, he's doing, and I love him at his prime because I
Yeah.
want to see what Tim Curry brings to the table. Thank you, Andre. Andre knows me. Like immediately Tim Curry.
That's such a good answer. Like yeah. That's the right answer.
Yeah. And he's already done so many movies before that. Like, but Muppet Treasure Island, he's in that goofy, silly mood, and that's what I need. Okay, so you said people that are alive now. Here's another, because it's kind of backing off my other one. Societally, as a society, we treat the Muppets as if they're people. They are on talk shows and cooking shows, and
Yeah.
they do the Muppets count?
Can I just say I'm having the most fun with you in this class? Yeah, absolutely, we're counting the Muppets. God damn
Thank
it!
God. Yeah. Okay, we're counting the Muppets. Fuck yeah.
This reminds me of. I'm sorry. This reminds me of the Michael Caine. Well, there's a meme that said Michael Caine treated the Muppets like they were actors when he worked with them, and Tim Curry acted like he was a Muppet when he worked with them. Like, yeah, that seems about right.
Yes. I want Kermit the Frog to GM. I want to see what Kermit brings to the table. It's gonna be good. He is organized. He is forward thinking. That frog knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
I've
he
also
would-
seen that frog panic like tremendously when faced with like a little bit of player pushback.
I feel
And I
like he
love
would
it.
GM like Brennan. Like I feel like if I had to make Kermit the Frog a person, inevitably end up being Brittany Mulligan. And I mean that with all due respect.
Hi, someone send this to
Intrepid
Brittany
adventurers.
Mulligan. Hi ho.
Hi ho.
And then like you actually beat the like grade 2 puzzle. Like he pulled this out of a book for like second graders. You beat it, he's like, yeah, and it's so exciting. Yeah. So definitely yes. I'd like to okay, and this is gonna sound super cliche. I get one cliche answer. I'd love to play with Matt Mercer. I'd love to play with Matt Mercer. Just because super giving, comfortable player. Chaotic player. I've like as a GM done great things. As a player, give it to me.
Also, Andrea Rivera articles, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, they both tend to frustratedly monologue as a defense mechanism. I'm just saying, have you ever seen Brittany Mulligan and Kermit the Frog in the same space?
Brennan, explain to my face.
I think I want to now see Brennan do the I'm Kermit the Frog and I want my Kermit the Frog t-shirt.
I'm Kermit the Frog and I want to talk about birds. Yeah. If this is the first interaction I get with Brennan Lee Mulligan, I'm going to be. I don't know if upset's the right word, but my digital footprint will be wonky. Okay, so that's 3. I got 3.
3 really good ones.
I know, and I have to keep up with this.
Wait, Tim Curry,
Kermit the Frog,
Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer. Oh God. Okay. Pedro Pascal.
Oh,
also a Muppet.
Also a Muppet. I'm literally making a table of Muppets.
Wait, Patrick, what do you mean he's a Muppet?
He's just got a Muppet quality to him.
And specifically his drunk speech when he's like, I'm gonna go have a panic attack now. Okay, bye. And just walks off stage. It's so good. I guess I have to just make a table full of Muppets because I think Matt Mercer falls into the like human category where like Matt Mercer is like the human like at the table with Muppets because
Yes.
I don't see myself acting not Muppetly. Is that
Muppet.
He's got that Muppetness about him.
it's got that certain je ne sais Muppet, you know? So like
Muppet
I mean,
Muppet c'est quoi?
We know that Pedro Pascal can work well with a puppet because he has to with Baby Yoda. So, you know, it all works out. Or Grogu.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so I got 4.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
Last one. Oh gosh.
Someone else with a Muppet quality.
Someone else with a Muppet.
Half man, half
Okay,
Muppet.
I don't know if this is a Muppet quality, but he is such a good. Oh, actually, you know what? He would. Not Muppet quality, but I've seen him and like at panels, and I've seen him voice like Brooke. Ian Sinclair, who voices Brooke and a few other characters. He's a voice actor. Let me look up exactly what he's been in because I always just go, that's Brooke from One Piece. But Ian Sinclair. He was. Oh, he's also hello.
I just got his IMDb up. Oh, he's Whis from Dragon Ball Z.
Yep, he's Whis.
Oh, that's such a chill voice.
He was a phenomenal person to meet. Such a goofy guy. His panel was one of my favorites. I made him laugh. So I was like, I did that. So, you know, that like proud feeling of where you make like someone who's like a celebrity, you know, laugh. And I'm like, I'll remember that. And like, I think he'd be really fun. I think he would, well, also like, not maybe work directly with Matt Mercer, but he has worked with Matt Mercer in projects. So there's a high likelihood that they've already, you know, they know how to work off each other really, really well. So that gives that certain levity and comfortability there. And then the rest of the table's just, I think the table's gonna be insanely chaotic, and the entire time is just an like a really desperate, panicked Kermit face. And that is my table.
That's a really good table, but now we need to know who's GMing and what are you playing?
So Kermit the Frog's GMing.
Yes.
Yes.
And what is Kermit? I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at the thought of you making Kermit GM Monster Hearts. That game is so horny. What is your intimacy move? Yay!
So your bard successfully persuades the dragon. Yay! Roll for damage. So yeah, it's going to be insane. But I'm so excited for it. I'm typically Phil. I like to fill in any game I'm in because I want people to jump in and play what they're going to play. But if I did get my first choice, I would absolutely probably be a barbarian. Like if we're doing like Dungeons and Dragons specifically.
Oh no, I meant like what system are you guys?
Oh, what
playing?
system? Oh, what system? Oh.
You get to choose any one of them.
Any system.
I
want Starfinder.
Oh, that bucks. Like
I want Starfinder.
That's a good
Kermit the Frog GMing Starfinder.
with
Make
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, Matt Mercer, Pedro Pascal, and Ian Sinclair. And Serenity. Click, clack, snack.
That would be so fucking good. I'm sorry.
I just picture this as like an actual, like a literal actual play, and you'd have like the scenes of them at the table, and then it would probably like cut to everybody as Muppets going through this adventure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then Kermit's like an actual person.
And Kermit's like an actual person, of course.
Yeah, someone plays like Kermit, like as a person. Maybe it's like Jason Momoa. I don't know, something like outlandishly, like you don't expect it.
Some sort of power fantasy for Kermit, I'm sure.
The Rock! The Rock would love that role. The Rock would kill that role.
The Rock being human Kermit is gonna be my nightmare.
Just comes in like the eyebrow. Yeah. Slam down.
Finally, Kermit has come back.
Dwayne the Frog Johnson. Kermit the Frog.
I love our community sometimes.
Oh gosh. Well, now I have my heart set on it. So Jim Henson Studios, it's your move. I don't know.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. You can afford it.
Kermit. I wasn't ready for it to be The Rock. I really wasn't. And now I'm just imagining Kermit doing all of The Rock's promos. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Oh,
okay. Okay.
Hello, welcome to I've Killed Noir.
It's so stupid. I can't stop thinking about Kermit wrestling.
I need people who are good at Photoshop to do something for me. I whatever way you imagine the two intermingling, just send it to Noir. Do not send it to me. I don't care what it looks like. Just send it to Noir.
I won't be able to function for the rest of the day if anybody does that. I'm just like, you know.
The amphibian elbow. Frog bottom.
I think I don't know how my wrestling friends are gonna react to this. Wally, Cujo, I am so sorry.
Oh no, you've given us all a gift. You've given us all a gift.
I have to. I actually probably during our break, I'm gonna message Wally and go, "I'm so sorry," and just leave it there.
I love Wally. Look, I've got one complaint about Wally. Here's my complaint, and I'm airing it out in the open for everybody to hear because you know what? I'm just direct like that. Wally, you're too fucking tall. All right, you're too goddamn tall. You don't need all that height. I'm 5'5" on Tinder and 5'3" in reality. I need you to give me some of that height.
It's all leg. I have pictures. So I'm standing, like, I don't have a picture standing next to Wally. I have a picture sitting next to Wally. We are the same height sitting down. And then standing, I'm like, hey, dude. Like, it's insane. They are all leg.
It's so upsetting because the first time I saw Wally, he was sitting down. So like, I was walking towards the table at a distance. So I'm like, oh, it's Dylan and Wally. Let me say hi. So I walk over, and then I walk, and I'm halfway there, and then he stands up, and my brain's just like, no fucking way. And I get closer, and I'm like, nah, bro. And then I'm standing like face to kneecap. And I look up and I just see this gorgeous motherfucker, and I'm just like, I never felt so much like Gimli.
We love Wally. I adore
I
Wally. You have too much height, but that is okay.
give me it.
Or
Listen,
uppies. Give Noir uppies or height. It's your choice.
That's for everybody. Like, give me uppies or height.
Respond by the end of the day. This is a ransom. I'm holding Dwayne the Frog Johnson hostage.
Oh no.
You have 24 hours. Give Noir uppies or height.
So we have more questions that we ask in the first half, and the first one is going to be this. What do you feel is your signature as a player? Like, what do you bring to the table as a player that you feel is a little better than most?
Trauma. I don't have a legitimate answer. And if I'm the kind of person where I say something and then my friends immediately tell me to shut up because it's self-deprecating. So I don't legitimately have a nice thing to say consistently.
God damn.
Like, it's different. Like, as a player, like, I play so many different characters that, like,
Mhm.
okay, by that, when I say a wide range, I mean I play 3 things very differently consistently.
Okay.
I do like to say, like, trauma legitimately
Yeah.
is a portion of it because consensually, I love to give trauma to my players. Like it's so fun. And most of the like if they say yes, do that, I go, you've got it. If they're like, hold back, I'll go, okay, cool. Of course, I want to make sure that they're having a good game and they're comfortable. However, if I make them go, wow, I'm still thinking about that, how dare you, affectionate, then I go, cool, I've done my job and I'm so glad you love it. And then all my characters have trauma, and then I always tell the GMs to go, just lay it on. I don't care. Do whatever. Within the safety tools, I don't give a shit. Go for it.
Okay.
So, trauma.
You know what? I respect that as an answer. That's as a player, you can take the trauma. And honestly, those are golden players because listen, with one person in your party is getting really screwed over, that kind of brings the party together. Like, so I dig it. I dig it. Anita, what is there anything else that we have in the first half? I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Just wait.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
we did talk a little too much about Kermit the Frog. And
there's no such thing as too much Kermit.
I agree. Thank God I'm with good people here because they
honestly, I feel like we didn't talk about Tim Curry enough.
all right. Well, no.
Listen, what I think you can tell a lot about a person by what their first Tim Curry movie is. and I want to know what everybody's first Tim Curry movie. So if you're in chat, let me know what your first Tim Curry movie is. What was your first Tim Curry movie?
Okay, so my first Tim Curry movie was Muppet Treasure Island.
Okay.
However, I am a huge Rocky Horror Picture Show fan. Like I've done like Shadowcast. I've been in the show. Like that is my show. That is my thing. Like if you have a hyperfixation, if you're like, okay, well, I need you to do one whole movie by yourself, play all the characters, I'm in. Let's go. It's Rocky Horror Picture Show. So like I had this very stark, like don't get me wrong. I thought Tim Curry was attractive as Long John Silver. I was like, that man is great. And then I saw him without pants and went, oh, that's completely different. Oh God. So I adore Tim Curry, not only as like in the roles he's been, but as an actor, as like a person, he's always super loving, great with his fans. I will be taking like a week bereavement from everything when he passes away. And I've already discussed this every time I get a new job. I go, by the way, if this happens, I am not doing anything for a week.
He is definitely on the list of white people it would hurt me the most if they were racist.
Oh God, that would destroy me.
He was in Home Alone. I didn't know
too.
that. And also I didn't know he was in Wild Thornberries. Look at that.
He's Nigel.
Mine is Legend.
He's Nigel.
Yeah, smashing.
Wow.
Smashing.
My first Tim Curry movie was Clue.
Okay, so we have the Muppet Treasure Island, we have Legend, and we have Clue. Very different.
Yeah, very different Tim Curry experiences.
I love him in Clue so much. Rocky Horror was my first Tim Curry experience at a slumber party when I was a child, which was wild because I was in a cult at the time and had never seen anything like it and didn't know what half of the words even meant.
Is this a backstory? Is this like a TTRPG? Did you?
I
This is insane.
I love Corn Dog. The more I find out about Corn Dog, the more awesome you become. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
They're also one of the few people that have given Noir uppies.
I can say
You got uppies.
Corn Dog officially gave me my first uppie. First uppie.
Your first.
Now
You never
Baby's
forget
first
your
uppie.
first.
Now I'm searching for the final uppie, the uppie that ends my life. It sends me to the
I've
Valkyries.
been chasing that high ever since.
I kissed the sky one time, Lord, and now I'm ready to kiss the ground.
Instead of Stairway to Heaven, it's now Uppies to Heaven, and you're just
Uppies to hell!
It is right.
Uppies to Hell. That is just like.
I want somebody to give me a final uppie so hard that the NBA Jam announcers come out of nowhere and describe it like boom chakalaka. Like
He's on fire!
she picked him up and slammed him down.
Do 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 do.
Corn Dog, I can be both.
Yes, I want that. I want that sweet, sweet final uppie.
That's
Oh.
Battle Drive. Uppies to Hell is a great band name.
That is a really good band name. Like I feel like the music would be really hard, but the lyrics would be like just so like comforting.
Just talking about kittens.
It's talking about foods that you like cannot eat because they just don't have the right texture.
They don't agree with my tummy.
Ooh. Like
I got IBS. You know?
my body's really trying to convince me that I'm lactose intolerant. What I'm intolerant of is listening to my body. So I put in it what I please.
Oh my. Okay, there's the term. I'm diced toast intolerant. I just can't do it.
Wow.
There we
Diced
go.
toast intolerant.
Diced toast intolerant.
I hate that was inspired by how I treat my body.
No, that is the feeling. I'm like, I want it. Right, full circle.
Let me just look at
What?
Morshadi's list real quick and see if it's
What?
on there.
What
We've
have
got
I
so
done?
many.
All right. Here's my last question. It is kind of redundant because it's kind of like the ones before, but this is you wake up tomorrow and you have an angel investor. They said they will fly in anybody you want to be in an actual play, and you have as much money as you want for a studio set and licensing. What what game are you putting together? Who you bringing on?
So I can have any game, any amount of money, whoever I want.
Yep.
I'm taking my friends. Um,
That's
all my friends are coming with me. I'm bringing Husha Kid. I'm bringing a Fluffy Goomba, Andre Rivera art, Super Dillet. I mean, honestly, depending on how big the game is, I'll be like, we're doing West Marches. Here's my group of friends, and we're doing a West March campaign because I want all my friends to be in this, and you're all being paid for the year to be here. You don't have to do anything else unless you want to. Like that would be what's happening.
Where would you hold this? You can afford any studio anywhere.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think we'd all have to like agree. I think it'd be like one of those things, like it'd be one of those things, like those like TikTok videos that people do where they like do like deal or no deal for vacation spots, where everyone puts in a spot that they want to go to. Because I don't care as long as it's like a good studio. Hell, if I have the money, I will build my own studio. Like it's wherever. So as long as all of my friends are happy and comfortable, it'd probably be somewhere like in the middle of a city, so we have like readily available, can go do things. Probably New York at that point. Then since I feel like everyone can reasonably like get there and there's so much to do like after shows and everything. And then people who live there can be like, yes, my house. It's just easy for my friend group, okay?
New York. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. And I don't know what game we'd be playing, to be 100% honest with you.
Can I pick you a Star Wars?
We're gonna have an SW game. Do you know which one yet? No. It's a crapshoot. Maybe it changes every episode.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Some episodes you get Star Wars, some episodes you get something else.
Sometimes you get both. No.
Hey.
But I do love the Star Wars TTRPGs. They're phenomenal. Yeah. They're very well done. I've only played one, and before I had a group of people who were like, "Hey, we should change this to a D20 system," and I'm like, "Why? Like, what? Why? We don't need it. The dice system's fine."
There's a Star Wars D20 system, and it is needlessly complicated.
It's interesting.
It's not necessary. I think it was, what was it, Edge of the Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I played.
Fantasy Flight one.
Yeah.
With the proprietary dice.
And I loved it. It was great.
That's the one that I like, so I'm with you on that one. But
invite me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to get it started, but we have been at this for almost an hour and 30, so I think now's a good time for us to go be human. Because I gotta go be human. And that also means I have to race my partner. So
all right.
So we'll see you in just a bit.
All right. We'll see you soon.
I commanded you stop this. I said I was not ready to go live.
You said it immediately.
Well, now your entire audience will watch me itch my nipples because that's why I was gonna. This is your fault. Wait, I'm cropped. Wait, excuse me. I love that.
Okay, let's just restart. We'll go back. Do like a Game Grumps like intro. Just make it faster next time. Make it faster and faster until we get it.
I fired and I missed.
I fired and I missed. And I fired and I missed again.
I think that's the last like major Game Grumps episode I watched was that one. They're still at it. You know what? Shout out to all the YouTubers from the early 2000s that have managed to survive this long without being exposed um as just awful people. Wait,
Listen,
hold on.
you
Have
think
the
they've
Game Grumps been exposed for anything? I don't know. I haven't been paying enough attention.
There was a little thing, but it was figured out.
was it
Okay.
someone behind the scenes?
Oh, there was that too. Whew, they're gone. So that doesn't. There was that, but there's something with Dan that got figured out.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
wasn't there something like there's this other YouTuber that just last week put out another apology.
Oh, James Somerton,
Yeah,
the
that guy.
plagiarist, noted plagiarist James Somerton.
Can I just say the balls on this guy? Like somebody did like a 4 hour long expose on you, and you come back like
With 2 apology videos.
it's your boy, and I'm at it again. Like at some point you gotta kind of like you got not tip your hat at it, but you
Right.
gotta just kind of admire the audacity.
Well, he would take quotes that he liked from other people's things, and
Mainly,
then he would go to
main-
change it, but then he would ADHD forget to change them.
Oh wait, was that the excuse? I didn't watch any of the apologies.
That
That
was
was
the
the
excuse.
excuse.
Was that he ADHD'd in the plagiarism?
He was like, "Oh, I watched these videos and I gathered what I liked from their scripts, and then I was going to reword them so that it was my own words, but then ADHD hit and I forgot to." He
I
also
mean,
blamed his mother's death for things and
what?
a bunch of other shit in that apology video.
I mean, it's wild because I know some of the most talented people in the world. They're just like, I don't know if I could put my content out that I work real hard on because like it might not be good enough. Like, yeah, I don't know if I could do it. And then there's this guy
Yeah. Yeah.
who blatantly. Anyway, not important. Welcome to the second half
Welcome to
of
the Dark
Morning
Roast.
Ritual, the Dark Roast. This it's honestly the same as the first half. We just gave it a sexy name, Dark
Sexy
Roast.
name.
And it honestly we do have some of my favorite segments in this half. And I think we're just going to. I think that opening was perfect, a perfect segue into what we like to call Petty Prime Time. Petty Prime Time is where if you want to subtweet somebody IRL, you absolutely, this is the space for you to do that. Now, of course, we would never ask our guests to do something that we aren't willing to do ourselves. So we will model the expectations that we have set
And
for
Nor goes
our.
first.
So the long running gag is that after I do my spiel and I go and Anita will and the tables have turned on me today. I see that you just couldn't wait for February to be over to do this to me. Uh I think there's something to be noted that the second Mark showed up. You you throw me under the bus. That's fine. I'll go first. I don't mind.
Model
The
that behavior.
blinking.
I didn't do anything.
I'm just saying I didn't have one thought of. I usually use you to give myself time to think of one.
You know what? Fine.
Because I do the spiel. I
unless-
do the spiel. I think it's
unless
only
you're-
fair.
You're too busy in Women's History Month, Noir.
Oh, you are
On my
non-binary.
Birthday?
You are non-binary.
Gender affirming. This is not for you.
On my birthday?
Your birthday is in November. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Hey, it's our birthday.
It's our
I'm
birthday.
not a good partner. I don't remember your birthday to be a good partner. I remember your birthday to get out of traps like that one.
During International Women's Day. Wow.
Mm.
During Non-Binary Awareness Day. Incredible.
During Kermit, Dwayne the Frog Johnson's birthday.
Wow.
Can't
All right,
believe you.
all right.
Stealth enough?
I'll petty in this prime time. Um. Oh, this I've got two actually. This was gonna hurt because I'm a fan of the person that I am pettying about. Ugh. When you are the face of a brand, and that brand has been uncomfortably silent on a topic that's of importance to people, and your brand represents openness and loving each other and being supportive of each other and doing the right thing, not for any monetary gain, but because it's the right thing to do. And that is what the brand purports itself to be and to do. Having a separate video outside of that branding to throw support to a popular subject with the framing of its effect on your mental health is not the best move, man. You're a good dude. We we expect better. You've got to move the ship. You've got to move the brand, or you've got to be willing to remove yourself from it. If you are the face of something that is in contrary to your own beliefs, you have to put your money where your mouth is. And with the level of suffering that people are going through, the minimum effort isn't good enough, especially when you are in control of a platform the size of the one that you have. I love you. I love what you've created. I've talked to you as a human being. You gotta do better. I really do hope that your mental health recovers, but that ain't good enough, friend. So that's one. Two, since we are talking about this particular brand, it is every content creator's responsibility to filter their supporters. You can't let your supporters attack people. You can't remain silent while your supporters attack people. You have to rein it in. The amount of energy that you use to sell merchandise, you should be using to also make sure that you're curating a safe space for people, especially if you're going to purport yourself to be the flagship of an entire hobby. So I am begging y'all because I want to support, but there are valid criticisms against you. Do better, please. Thank you. That is my petty pride time.
I've got one. Mine's a little lighter. Uh, mine is if you have someone working on your project and you send them a do or die deadline on that project and they complete that deadline, having the product not release until 6 months later when it's all completed and ready for publication. Kind of a piss off, man. Kind of upsetting. That's it. That's me.
I
Oh,
missed all of that because my sound bugged out, so it was like, and like I was like, what the fuck happened? Can I get a quick summary?
Oh, if you have someone working on your project and you give them a do or die deadline, they complete it at that deadline. Having the product launch 6 months later is not doesn't feel very good for the person that had to complete that deadline,
Oh, yeah.
especially if they're getting paid for it on commission. That's it.
So,
Yeah.
you have a Patty Prime time for us?
I'd like to retweet yours. 'Cause
Retweet.
that retweet quote this point emoji. Because that was the best way that could have been said. I have one. It is if you have contact with someone and you would like them to do a project for you, and you are a reputable brand and a make or break a make or break situation possibly for someone, um and you like the ideas that they have, um when they discuss payment, don't just ghost them and have someone else do the same thing. That's all.
Yeah. See, doesn't it feel good to just get shit off your chest?
Oh, I
Oh.
mean that's one that's like pipeline. That's like not me directly, but oh, that person knows that I'm ready to just go. Send me bark, bark, bark. Let me off my leash.
Yes, there's a comedian, and then it's just like, the he goes to a restaurant and somebody messes up his order, and he goes, "Hey, you messed up my order. Can I please get you to just replace? I ordered spaghetti. You gave me potatoes. Can I please just get this fixed?" And the waiter goes, "Well, you've already taken a bite out of it, so we can't." He's like, "No, you don't understand. I took a bite because I don't mind, but my partner is ready to kill everybody in the restaurant. So I'm begging you, man, please just change it." He goes, "Listen, you've already taken a bite." He's like, "This is the last warning I can give you." And the guy goes, "Well, that's restaurant policy." He goes, "All right, uh, do whatever you want, babe." And then the next panel is just like the place on fire, and the guy has his potato. That's
Oh
what I
God.
imagine with you right now.
Oh my God. Literally, I do not have a customer service voice for any other reason than to make sure my friends are taken care of. Because I will talk like this, and then if something's wrong, it's like, "Hi, I know that you're having a really rough day and things aren't easy. However, I do need you to fix this. So if you could do that for me,
That would be
thanks.
great. Thank you.
That would be awesome. Thank you." And then, yeah, that is the only reason I have a customer service voice.
That
Is
white
for my
girl,
friends.
thank you, is so upsetting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you.
I'd rather just be called a slur.
I see
hate that
And you're valid.
I didn't realize it was so bad until like we were we were Big Bad and we needed cups and towels. So I called the desk, and Husha Kid and Fluffy Goomba were sitting right there. And I did that, and they're like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm like, "What? I just was being nice." And they're like, "No." So
Listen, I truly believe that there are some weird Karens out there, but they use their powers for good. I've seen Anita do it. It's the fucking funniest thing in the world. It's like, did they forget something in your Uber Eats order? I'm like, yeah.
Give me the phone.
I want to talk to their manager.
oh, I am that way. And being like working at a call center, like I've worked at one before. So I go, "Listen, you did nothing wrong. It is not your fault. I know you can't fix this. I just want to talk to your manager. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to be upset at you because it is not your fault. So I just need to go where I need to go." Like literally, like I tell them, I'm like, "I will speak your praises because you did nothing wrong, but I need this fixed and I have phone anxiety. So get me off the phone as soon as possible." So
Oh, well, that's gonna bring us to our next section.
phone
Where,
anxiety?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is where we talk about all of our anxieties and trauma. No,
No, it's therapy. Shit.
Get in the car.
it's. I'm sorry. Morning ritual never existed. This was a trap, and I'm just your therapist.
No. Please, I'm in the United States. I can't pay you.
Oh, that's so real. No, this is tabletop confessions. So this is where if you feel if you have a habit that you do at the table that's not quite the best, or there's something that you want to improve, this is where you confess that to us. We give you your penance. Go and sin no more. I'm now doing the fucking D20. Go and sin no more. And of course, this is another example where we provide where we go first, where we would never ask you to do something we wouldn't ourselves do. And I actually have one, and I'm willing to go first.
Oh, nice.
This is a confession as a GM. I need to slow down and give my players time or a cue to describe their characters. I don't really care about visuals myself. So like it's never really important to me, but then it's just like I'll go a whole session. I'm like, I have no idea what they look like. So as a GM, I need to slow down and let my characters describe describe their the way their characters looks, and give them some cues to visually describe some other aspects of the game. So that's me. That's my sin. Anita, you look like you have a penance in mind already.
Oh, what? No, I'm head empty. What's up?
Did you hear anything I just said?
Yes, I did. I heard the whole thing.
I don't believe you.
No, your penance for not giving your players a chance to describe either the world or their characters. Thank you. I did hear you.
Oh, somebody's
Thank
a little
you.
sassy. Oh, ow! What the fuck you do that for?
uh, my penance for you in this case is to once per session have like a just write it down, have like a 5 minutes part where you can let your characters exposit, let your players exposit about anything. Start asking them more leading questions like, what does that look like? Describe this room to me. Give them a little bit more agency to build the world with you because it's collaborative storytelling.
Fine. Oh, Serena, you got do you have a penance for me?
I do. Forgive me, morning ritual, for I have sinned. So I get so overexcited during games as a player. And I have been told that like at times it's not as bad as I see it. However, I think I do get overexcited on a lot of things I can do. And not purposefully, but will take the lead on things. And I'm like, well, I didn't really need to do that just because I was excited and had a cool idea. So I need to step back just a little bit. I've been getting better, but I could always do better than that.
Oh, so you drive and take the wheel, and then sometimes you're like, maybe I didn't need to take the wheel.
Yeah, it's something I just get excited because I have a very cool idea. And my brain just goes, do it. It's so good. Do it. Do that.
Oh my
And
God.
there are plenty of times where like after a game, I'll be like, hey, did I do like too much? I'm so sorry. And there are times where either I get told it's like, it's okay, or shut up, you're fine, don't worry about it. So even with that, I'm like, but I recognized it. So it's just something where I get excited. I love everyone to shine, but look at what I can do.
You know what? My penance for you is to have your character excitedly pitch the idea to the party in character. It's just like, guys, might be crazy, but like just kind of like start kind of make that the thing where it's just like this is the person that always has an idea, and sometimes the ideas are brilliant, and sometimes they're dog shit. But it's like the quirk is that they always have something ready to go. That way, you can kind of lean into it, and it becomes a story beat rather than like a player intrusion.
Thank you. I feel forgiven.
3 Helabrias and you're good to go.
Yes. Is there a motion for that, or do I just do the?
We all worship a Bria in our own way.
This is the Halabria.
Halabria. Oh yeah, we actually do have that in the fucking
Yeah.
the highlight reel.
Yep.
You know what? In fact, I'm pretty sure we started the whole summer of a Bria thing.
We did actually.
And we never got fucking credit. You
No,
know what?
It's the
TTRPG
Stromsy thing all over again.
Back to the subreddit. All right, one more. Let's go. Or the subtweet.
The space doesn't appreciate us, and you know, I can't even continue. We do have a Patreon though, if you want to.
Hit that
If
page.
you want to see me butt booty ass naked, I'm thinking did silent.
That's a different tier.
Oh man, I'll do anything. Anyway, we keep forgetting about this Patreon, and I'm like, well, we don't have anything on there, and I can't think of content, so there we go. Whose turn is? Oh, it's your turn for your sin now, Anita. You always you notice Anita just sits back in the cut trying to avoid perception. The only tea. Shut up.
Okay, bye, Anita. Bye.
Don't perceive me.
We're gonna.
My sin is sometimes I get a little too into playing the lone wolf character, and I forget to interact with my fellow party members.
Oh, you're one of those.
I'm an edgelord. I'm a pizza cutter. All edge and no point, baby. Let's go.
That's a good one. I'm gonna put that in my pocket. Just thank you.
Okay, so I feel like these kind of characters work when they bounce off of one person at a time. So I would say at the beginning of every episode, find one person that you want your character to bounce interactions with. Like when I think of pointless ancient characters, the first one that comes to mind is Rorschach. And Rorschach had like, with Owlman or whatever the fuck his name was, like, that kind of interaction. That's how we could tolerate Rorschach for as long as we did. What's another pointless edgy character? Batman.
I can give you the fuller context for this. I'm playing an old lady who's kind of a curmudgeon. And doesn't quite have have an easy time connecting with the youths.
You know what your character sounds like? The old guy from Up. You know how he was tolerable? You find one person you bounce off with.
I find Doug the dog, is what you're saying. I find my dog.
You gotta find yourself a little fat Boy Scout.
Or you could do the thing that you told me earlier. Teach one of them how to sew.
Oh,
I can teach one of them how to whittle.
There you go.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. That was a good callback. That's okay. That's fair. That's a good ass penance.
All
right. That was Tabletop Confessionals. I love that little segment.
That's good. It's a good like self-reflection.
Yeah, you just go into it. We've got a whole theme because of my religious trauma. You walk out of it, you feel a little bit better. You say a couple of Helabrias, and then you get to go.
And then you can go sit again.
With a fresh slate. All right. This is a newer one. but we've been having fun with it. This is the TTRPG bucket list. Are there any interactions, any combat? Is there any moments that you've wanted to have at a table that you haven't had yet? And what do those look like? So for me, I want to jump off a dragon and have to figure out how to not die from falling whilst falling. So, like, I just think that would be a cool interaction. You got 4 rounds to figure it out, or a smush. Uh, so, like, something like that. Or I would love to play a married couple in a game. That's a relationship type that I would love to play. What about you? What's on your TTRPG bucket list?
All right, let me just get out a scroll because I have so many. I think the big like top ones would be like I especially with people I trust, like my friends. I just want to give them all little kisses. I want to kiss all my friends, you know? So like I would love I pretty much any romance like trope I'd love to play. Like
Yeah.
like at any of those, like I will do anything. If someone's like, "Hey, do you want to play like spurned lovers?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "You want to play a divorced couple?" "Yeah." You want to play Sunshine and Grumpy?" "Yeah." "Which one are you?" Like, like I'm so excited. So like literally I will play any like at least once, and I'll do it multiple times if someone's like, "I think these characters would do really good with this." But I just want to kiss my friends in game in every way, in shape and form, like a little bingo card. Um, and I would because I'm all for the story. I'm all for like a sad, traumatic story. I would love to have a character that like not pre-planned because I don't like pre-planning things my character does unless it's like, oh, I have these small things. But like story-wise, I don't like to take the reign on that. I'd love to have a self-sacrificial with everyone like comfortable with it. I'd love to have a like a one-time like this character, I didn't know this was going to be the end of their story, but this has to be kind
Yeah.
of thing, and it's not
It's-
something where they come back and I'm comfortable. I have abandonment issues. I have a hard time letting go. That's another one of my confessionals. I have abandonment issues. So I have a hard time letting go of my characters. So I would love to have a character that has a good, solid, dramatic ending.
yeah, I gotta tell you, it's nice when the audience lets you have that, but then sometimes your character makes the ultimate sacrifice. Then you get bullied for a couple of weeks, which turns into a couple of months, turns to a couple of years, until you finally have to run a one shot to bring them back from the dead. So that happens. Yeah, thanks for that, guys.
That
Appreciate
doesn't
appreciate that.
that doesn't sound personal.
Oh no, not at all.
Oh,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
are you okay? Do,
I'll
do,
be okay.
do you need a hug? Are you
Yeah,
good?
I would like one. I would
Stucky
like one.
lives.
Yeah, because I was bullied.
I love to see my face right
I was trying to get it to stop and it wouldn't.
No, the black and white is perfect because it was almost like the black switch to black and white. It was like that, and people tell you that you have to say that you're fine, but you're not fine.
You literally made AJ's job easier. You made AJ's job easier for editing. You made the meme yourself.
They- but- so I had a character Stucky in a Star Wars game who stayed back and fended off a fleet so that his folks could get away. And then we kind of went to black. We never really said what happened, but it's pretty. It looked cut and dry that he was dead. Tell me why a year later somebody goes, we're bringing Star Wars back for black folks. So name all your favorite black characters in Star Wars. If somebody named my character is some of the people I play with were like, you can't just kill them off now, right? Son of a bitch. Anyway, sorry.
But that's in Star Wars fashion, killing off the characters you like. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it would have been fine. Like, fan-wise. That's
True.
how the fandom is.
I hate that racists like cool things. Like, if you think about it, if they just liked stuff that sucks or things that I don't like, I'd be happy. Like, if
Yeah.
all of the racists that love Star Wars just loved NASCAR more and left Star Wars alone, I feel like the world would be a better place.
No,
Anyway.
it's so frustrating. Like I know you're not very far into One Piece, but people, because it is very political, and people are like, it's not political, and I'm like, people are fighting the government for their misdeeds. What point of political is this not?
Lucas said that this was based on the Vietnam War and the Empire is America. Like, you can't, what more do you want?
Luffy will liberate a country for a Lunchable. I don't know what you want from me.
I see that people say that, and I'm like, man, I need to fucking One Piece because, like, the way they describe Luffy is ridiculous. Like, I gave Luffy a chicken nugget once, and then he destroyed capitalism. Like,
yeah, it is not like literally. There is one place where he goes and he gets a like a bowl of soup, and it was the last bowl of soup that they had, and he went, oh no. Or there was one where like someone gave him rice and it was for her birthday and she was poor and she's gonna have birthday rice, and he was like, what? You don't even get rice? And then
time for me to topple your government.
Literally, he's like, I'm gonna fix this. I mean, there's other things, but it starts with, you don't have enough food. It's always someone giving food in a situation where it's like, we're not doing well. And he's like, you either gave me the last of your food or you bought me food and then told me your problems, and now I am indebted to you like a dog because you fed me. So I will help you.
Can somebody please give Luffy some chicken nuggets in the States? Please.
Oh my.
What's that TikTok sound? I'm loyal if you feed me.
The cobalt, like, I always see that as like a cobalt sound. Yeah. Literally, we need to give him like a chicken sandwich and just let him rip.
Wait, they told you to go to college and they jacked up the price of college?
They did what? They're vetoing something that the rest of the countries don't want to happen? And none of you want this? Like,
Wait, the leader of your country talked about avoiding a ceasefire, which everybody wants, whilst literally eating ice cream? That's when I knew we were out of pocket. We were like in the world. This motherfucker. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take the. He was talking about he'll talk about we'll do a ceasefire later in the week while eating ice cream, bro. Like, okay, I'm sorry.
like literally, okay, like before we end the conversation, we should have known when the political campaign was like of, I don't know, are we using names? I don't care. The Orange Man. I don't want to say his name. But when he's like, if you don't vote for me, you'll never see me again. And then it literally cut to, this was paid for Joe Biden. And it was literally just a cut of like, you won't see him again. Vote for me. And I was like, that's out of pocket. That's hilarious. However,
AJ's telling us to hydrate and stretch and do a posture check. So,
oh my God.
everybody.
Don't tell me what to do.
Jesus Christ, coming in here so fucking bossy.
Oh,
I
I
needed
got
that
it.
stretch though.
yeah,
That was good
posture check.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can stop talking about sad shit.
Yeah, let's get back to the fucking happy shit.
Let's go complain about other things.
Oh, complaining is my favorite thing. So,
Complaining is my
Madam
love
Web.
language.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh no. Can we talk about the Willy Wonka situation? I'm just kidding.
Oh no, let's fucking go, man. What? Like, so okay, I don't know the full story, so I'm gonna tell the story as far as I know it, and if anybody knows more, please elaborate. But what I'm to understand is that some individual wanted to put together a Willy Wonka attraction, asked AI to write it out for him, and then proceeded to produce what the AI suggested with a very low budget, and it just turned out to be a nightmare scenario. Is that about the gist of it?
Close. You forgot about the AI generated promo images as well.
I have one and I was gonna read it dramatically.
Please do.
Okay. So it's like a pro, it's not like big sentences, but it's just like promos, like choice words where you look at it and you're like, oh, I want to go do that, you know?
Okay.
So in sharing entertainment, and all of these words were most likely words at one point, but they aren't now. So I'm going to read them as I see them. Catcacating. Live performances. That one was right. They got one. Carchitons. Exarcidere lollipops. And this is my favorite. A pasadice of sweet teats.
Sweet teats.
Sweet teats. A pasadice.
Why? What? Why?
And then the AI script made up a character called the Unknown that's a chocolate villain that lives in the walls of the factory. And that is my new, like, focus. Like, I don't know what to do with this, but the, like just the Willy Wonka guy going, what is that? It's the Unknown. And then a kid crying immediately as this guy, like, comes out behind a mirror. This is the DashCon of Glasgow, and like I am so stoked that like I was alive for it because that was awful.
Oh my gosh, there's a Wikipedia article and the
No.
that promo image is on there now.
Oh god, you said DashCon, and that brought so many memories back. DashCon, just so y'all know, was in Illinois. It was close to where I work actually, and a friend of mine that's in the space that I shall not name was there. And so while I'm reading Twitter and hearing about how much of a shit show it is, I'm also hearing my friend talk about how much of a shit show it is inside. And like almost at the same time as when Twitter posted it, my friend also let me know they peed in the pulpit. And I remember around this time, I think I was working at JCPenney, and I just fucking cried laughing while folding Dockers. That memory is so vivid to me because the text was they peed in the ball pit! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! And the trending tweet was the ball pit has piss in it! Exclamation! Exclamation! Every way I can get the sentence, I got it all at once.
Oh my gosh, DashCon is it was horrible, but it's such a fundamental like internet convention memory for me that like I don't typically say anything as a DashCon of anything because I'm like that is low tier, but legitimately you go look at these pictures and they are in a warehouse with like shower curtains that are like too low so you can still see like the whole warehouse. It is not immersive. They have like 3 props that are candy related and they have a bouncy house.
And don't forget that the kids were given a half a cup of Tesco's brand lemonade and a single jelly bean.
1 jelly bean. That
Wait, I thought it was 1 bag of jelly.
No,
a
1.
single jelly bean.
I love that they called the police. I love that parents called the police. And I'm like, yes, This is what the police are for.
Th-
This is the only reason they exist, to stop the injustice of DashCon and DashCon-like events.
I love
That's
that
it.
DashCon has become such a thing that it's like, you know how they're like in Marvel comics there's like Omega level threats. This is like a DashCon level threat.
It's a biological hazard.
Oh
I
my!
mean,
Why did whoever put this together? What? I,
well, they're putting together more things in a similar fashion. It's like a company that does events and they use AI art, and then if they had a 15-page AI script, like that's how they got the script. And most of the actors got it the night before. So like they had to learn it on the fly and it made no sense. But the event, like the company actually has others. Like they were gonna do like a Wizard of Oz one and like other things. And I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna do that now, but
I want them to.
I
Like,
kind of hope they keep persevering so we can see how awful it is and maybe people will understand the negativity of AI more so. And of course, there's like uses, like in video games, make my AI good, but don't replace my artists. Don't replace my writers. Don't do that. Ick.
use it as a tool, not a replacement. You silly fucks.
I will say that it was also compared to the Fire Festival.
Oh, the
Mm.
Fire Festival.
Okay, so here's the deal. I feel like again, I think it's threat levels. I think DashCon is one threat level. I think Fire Festival though, I think that's the biggest one. I think that's when you're in
I
big
mean,
trouble.
they were left on an island with like nothing. It's after spending thousands of
With FEMA
dollars.
tents, yeah.
Yeah. That's like a survivor situation.
Yeah. They paid thousands. Well, and you know what? I mean, I support Fire Festival for that. You know what? Let's rob these nepo babies. Like, if you got thousands of dollars to fly to an island to go listen to music, like who was supposed to be there? Ja Rule. You paid thousands of dollars to see Ja Rule. You deserve this.
I do want to say for some of the people, because I remember because I watched the documentary, because I was like, these people are all stupid. There are people who saved up for a very long time
Okay.
to do this. There are some people that were legitimately like, I do festivals and raves. This is my outlet. And for those people, I feel terrible. But for the people who just went, yeah, there you go.
Can I read from this Wikipedia article for you all?
Oh,
Oh,
please do.
please.
On a website dedicated to the event was stated to take place between the 24th to 25th of February 2024. The promotional material advertised stunning and intricately designed settings inspired by Roald Dahl's timeless tale and an array of delectable treats scattered throughout the experience. The website for the event used AI-generated imagery, which included several uncorrected spelling errors. Tickets cost $35. The event was organized by House of Illuminati, a company registered to Bill Cool, which claims to offer unparalleled immersive experiences. Rolling Stone magazine concluded that its websites and event descriptions were likely written by an AI chatbot. Cool had also registered a number of other companies, and he claimed to work as a consultant for a now defunct brand called Empowerity. Empowerity? It's Empower and then Itty. ITY.
I have no idea what the fuck that means.
I don't know either. It's probably one of those AI generated buzzwords. In 2021, he had co directed and also now defunct Glasgow Food Bank. He had also published 17 books, for each of which the text and cover illustrations were AI generated, on topics including vaccine conspiracy theories, right wing politics, and the deep state.
I'm gonna pirate one of those books because I want to read it. Like, I'm not buying it, but I want to see what kind of tomfuckery happens.
One of the Oompa Loompas was that said the job offer was posted on Indeed.com, and it was £500 for 2 days' work.
Pretty good.
And the script was you were given a single day to learn the script, which was 15 pages of AI generated gibberish of just monologuing things. Um, and a Reddit user on the Glasgow subreddit had accurately predicted the whole event was false advertising several weeks before the event even started.
Okay, so I have to ask. I have to ask. Now that we know about this experience, if it were still open and in your town, would you go to see it just to see the clusterfuck in person?
Oh,
I
I
would
do love a good train wreck.
I wouldn't pay to go in, but I definitely set up camp like in front so I could like hear the kids like upset and the parents like yelling and just like bring popcorn and snacks and candy. So then I could just be like, when the kids come back out, it's like, hey, I got chocolate here. And like, try to help. But I would sit there
Oh
with like
no,
a
the
lawn chair.
unknown!
Oh no, it's the unknown. And yeah, I would be there like, hey, there he is. That's the unknown. And I'd be stoked because that's my favorite character.
Oh my god. So I guess Willy Wonka is public domain. Is that how they're getting away with this?
Roald Dahl
I think
is
it was inspired by, they did not call it Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. They called it like Willy's Adventure Wonder whatever.
yeah. Um,
That's
2060 is when Roald Dahl's books become public domain.
that's that's a little that's a
The Wiz
little iffy.
the Wizard of Oz one does not say the Wizard of Oz. It's like something about Oz, but it's not specifically the Wizard of Oz. So I think it's also avoiding copyright.
I think I see what they're doing. So okay, the Willy Wonka movie just came out. So they have this attraction. And then fucking Wicked is coming out. And they're probably trying to rush it alongside to go. I see what the scam is. Okay.
Though L. Frank Baum's works, including Oz, are all public domain.
Oh, so they could have said the Wizard of Oz and
They could
then
have.
okay, well, that's just the AI making their life harder. So good for them.
Oh
Good.
god.
Suffer, you know?
Yeah, uh, I I'm
Wi
I'm so sick of this AI shit. I really am.
Sphinx! Look at what Sphinx put in the chat.
Willie's chocolate experience sounds like a porn title. You tried to know the unknown.
Willie's trying to know the unknown, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
Maybe that'll be my next thing. Maybe I'll do like a little unknown, like not safe for work costume. Just pop out behind a mirror, you know? Right.
Speaks that that show sounds like it would be on the BBC for a different reason and a very different BBC. Anyway, we're not talking news here, baby.
That was good. That's good.
I'm gonna give you props for that one.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Good job.
Someone said they wanted to run that experience as a TTRPG. And I don't know what will come of it, but I am so I'm so excited.
My tweet yesterday was, okay, so who's working on this?
Oh, it was you. Okay, perfect. I was like, I didn't know exactly who it was because I looked at it and then my brain went, forget.
Listen, yeah, if we can make Fishblade, then this should replace Strahd. And just as a quick aside, I'm so fucking sick of Strahd. I'm so fucking sick of Strahd. I, who wants to have a whole campaign set up against fighting some incel that can't take no for an answer?
I want to play the game because I have an idea of what I would do, and then I would never get to play with that GM again because they would hate me.
Okay, what's your idea?
There's a secondary idea I have. I cannot say because I will be using it against a player.
Okay, that's
be
fair.
warned, my friends. I have a plan. and I've told this person that they will need to walk away from the table for the night because they will be like, I don't know what their reaction will be, but they'll need a break. But my secondary idea is technically true resurrection does work on undead. Most of the time they have to be willing, but a wish spell I don't think is necessarily.
Mm.
So if you can get one, no more vampire powers, just this little guy.
Just beating up regular straw.
Yeah, just normal straw. And he's like, well,
My
Let me
love. Fuck you, dude.
let me out. He'll just have his normal powers. He can have a class. He can have whatever. But he won't be like a master vampire anymore. And then I don't have to stay in the spooky place. So I'm good.
Like I've seen so many people rework Straw to make it interesting. And it's got me thinking of remakes. I'm sorry I'm jumping all over the place in terms of topics, but I for one, I was raised in the 90s. I am a huge fan of The Crow. And we just got new pictures of The Crow. And they're not good.
No.
I propose one change to this movie, and I guarantee you everybody would go see it. Which is, I think Eric Draven should be Erica Draven, whose wife was murdered the same way as Eric Draven's was, and you replace whoever this new actor is with Rhea Ripley. And
Bill
you just
Skarsgård with Rhea Ripley.
and you just watch the money come in.
So fast.
Jared
So
Leto Crow. Ew.
Ew.
That's what this new one looks like. If it
It's
is
Bill Skarsgård, yeah.
I don't know who that is. I don't want to know.
Pennywise and It. Gotcha, other things.
Yeah, how they try to
Okay.
make Pennywise hot. No. But yeah, I just
If it was Tim Curry, he would have done that innately. So
Tim Curry gets into characters in the weirdest ways. I'd be afraid to know what he do as Eric Draven. Uh okay. So there's one last section that there's a couple of sections that we have in the Dark Roast, but here is the next one. We are collecting tabletop commandments from all of our guests. I'll read you a couple. We're getting some meaning now that I'm only going to read a handful. Coming from Amelia Tyler, thou shalt create fun experience with players less experienced than you without the GM asking you to. Alec the Bard says, prioritize telling a good story as a group instead of as an individual, and thou shalt give your baddies daddy energy. Excuse me. Andre Rivera says, thou shalt add to the world you're playing in and not just live in it. Mentalamiya says, thou shalt stay connected to the internal experience and communicate actively with the table. Sam DeLev says, thy fun and that of thy fellow players is not wrong. And Drax says, both GM and player shall facilitate a moment for each other. So, what is your TTRPG commandment? What would you like to add to the tablets that we're going to carry down from the heavens?
mine is going to be fairly simple.
Yeah.
Thou shalt hang on, let me figure out the right way to say this.
It's always the Bible talk that throws people off.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, ooh, my religious trauma's coming in. It's like, whoo. Thou shalt abide by the rule of cool.
Oh, yes.
If it makes my players happy, I'm gonna do it. In a worst case scenario, I add an extra 0 to my monster just so I can see how cool all their stuff looks. Because I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill it in 3 seconds. Cool. 1 extra 0, great. Let's go. Let them have their time. Thou shalt Thou shalt abide by rule of cool.
I love this I love this. Awesome. So that brings us to our next portion. This is the comfort blanket player appreciation spot. So a comfort blanket player is one of the problems in the space that we have is that little cliques form, right? And people end up playing with the same individuals over and over and over and over and over again. And we all kind of stay in separate groups, close together, but not actually interacting. A comfort blanket player is somebody that says, "Hey, you should check out this group over here. It's safe, it's fun, and I'll help you get accustomed to these new groups of people." Um, do you have anyone that fits that description? Do you have a comfort blanket player?
Literally so fast. That's a fluffy Goomba. That's Christian to a
Yeah.
T. That is Christian to a T.
I personally, I've been in 2 games with him now. Just,
Three.
just
The Caper Cyberpunk one shot.
oh my god, I really gotta stop smoking. No, I've been in 3 games with him now. Just really the most supportive, funny, and like understated individual I've ever seen. I
Yeah.
love him as a player. Good call. Do you have anybody else you'd like to mention?
Uh, Honestly, I'm gonna say all my friends again because literally they're all so literally we are all ride or die. If there's a situation where if I don't know someone and they're in that group, they're going to introduce me because they know me, they trust me, and they're like, yes, you'll fit with this group, great. Or counterpoint, they've always been so accepting of everyone else. So literally anyone that I play with regularly in Tragedy of Theologian, which is my Greek mythology biweekly game I run. So Christian, Andre Rivera art, Andre, Super Dylan. I'm doing both names just in case. Chaotic Bonnie, Depp, fucking amazing. And Husha Kid AJ. Literally any of them in any situation, both to me, to other groups, or other people to our group, I trust them undoubtedly.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
I love hearing that because again, I feel like that's the rub with our space is that we form our little. I mean, and listen, groups form like that because it's a great way to stay safe. And you're sure that you played enough games with this person, you know how they play, you know that they're safe to be around. But I mean, I feel like that's how we kind of end up closing the door on other opportunities to play with people or a chance to give other people opportunities. And so these people in particular, the comfort blanket players, they're the ones that really bring magic to this space. So we're gonna go from people that bring magic to the space.
Actually,
Uh-oh.
I think that there's a good segue between because we did forget one section because we did the player signature move, but we forgot about the GM signature move. And you just
That's
mentioned
right.
Tragedy of Theologian.
Oh,
Oh.
perfect segue.
Oh.
So, what is your GM signature move?
I wish this was so like I said, I typically self-deprecate. But I like to make large worlds. So my first word's going to be confusion. And I mean it in a positive way of going, there is so much in my world. You could practically go do anything. You could ask me something and it will be there. And if it's not there, I'll make it. And it's something where there's so much to do. I make more of a sandbox than I do. I have an overall arcing plot. And for this campaign, for example, I have a prophecy to try to lead them in the right direction, but they can go do whatever they want. They are now on a timeline because they started the prophecy and now it's cascading. But side quests, side things to do, whatever they want to go do, there is a possibility of doing. And with it being something, because it is Dungeons and Dragons 5e, because that is the easiest system to convert this to, in my opinion, and from the way we started. But it's Greek mythology inspired with D&D, and I like mix a lot of things together. So with those involved, with the comfortability of knowing Greek mythology or being able to look up Greek mythology, because a lot of things are known. So it's not so much metagaming. It's literally, it's like, I know this may exist. Can we go do something with that? And I go, okay. So I just put so much out there and give them flexibility. I guess it's flexibility rather than confusion, but I give them the flexibility to go do what they want unless they put themselves into a timeline like they did now. But you know.
I that's the kind of world that I like, because there's nothing I hate more than going, "Hey GM, you mentioned that there's a door over here. I would like to open it," and having someone go, "I didn't plot for that yet, so don't do that." Like,
I am an improv DM to a fault.
yeah.
Like there are things I do plan, of course, like if there's like a whole episodic like combat or like something I know that's going to be big. But little things I normally just kind of go with what feels right.
Yeah.
And I'll just type in, I'll go, what monster fits here? And then I'll just go, okay, cool, perfect. But yeah, I'd rather my players do whatever they want and have fun within the world, because it's all of our story, and I love to give people that flexibility to be able to go do whatever they think is best.
Hell yeah. That's my kind of GM right there. Like, no offense to the GMs that are like, "Don't open the door, I didn't plot for that." I know that there's some people that kind of like the more narrative structure type games. I just like causing problems.
That's very fair.
Valid.
I don't do modules. I run modules. I can do modules. I'll do them in like small specific like sets. But typically I have an overarching like world. Like my first game I ever ran was Tomb of Annihilation.
Ooh.
And we finished it.
Ooh, I mean, kudos.
And then that set the bar for me being a hard ass on like all my things, all of my combats are deadly. If it's a sizable combat, it's most likely going to be deadly. And so I give all my players overpowered powers to combat my deadly combat. So if they're smart, they'll make it out, or they'll bust their way through it, or they die. And that's something we've talked about since the beginning of the campaign. It's like, if you die, well, then we'll figure out what happens after that. And it's only happened a few times, and I almost cried every single time.
Have you had a TPK yet?
Almost, and it was in a very unexpected place. So the gang had I had made up a monster called a Medusalae. So basically it's a mind flayer type hive mind, but with Medusa and Gorgon type monsters. So instead of it being like a little leech, her name was the Viper Queen. She'd pull a snake from her hair, and it would go in, and then it would turn you into a form of a Medusalae. And basically they were stone-like people that either had like same like petrifying powers or insane strength, or like minor versions of Gorgon's Medusas in their own state, but they were all transformed. So they had just beat this, and they were on a high, and they were doing great, and they got to a new place, and I think, oh gosh, they're level like 5, 6, not super high, but they're like, we can do anything, we beat this, we're doing great. And then they go into a bar, and this is a whole new area, and I'm like, okay, well, difficulty for me, I didn't explicitly say it, but difficulty has gone up because they're going into a new area. Almost like an MMO or like a level system like game. I'm like, okay, new area, new stuff. They go in and they try to steal from bandits. Everyone went down except for the barbarian, who was close.
Ooh.
And and multiple times, like, Christian's character went down. Like, our fighter went down, like, bop, bop, bop. And they almost got TPK'd by bandits because they tried to
Wow.
steal. And then they were humbled so fast. It was hilarious. And I was like, you're not gonna die from this. Like, even if they went down, I was not going to like kill them from bandits. They'd probably try to hold them hostage for ransom.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, oh my gosh, like I was. Ugh. But they've been doing great since. They're smarter
Yep.
now.
Can I ask you, just in general, like as a player or a GM, what's the dumbest TPK you've ever been involved in? Well, not dumbest, but what's the silliest?
I don't have a lot of like TPKs. I don't typically involve in TPKs. Like I've never been in a game that had a full TPK, but I have a stupid character death that I'm
Okay.
still mad about. And it involved another player.
Yes,
Um,
let's see. Let's see.
so you're gonna hear how angry I am at this. Hi, something to know about me. Hello, I'm Serenity. I hate mummies and mummy lords.
Oh, Mummy Rot
Extensively.
sucks.
I hate that. Like for a while, like mimics, I don't like mimics. Mimics are fine now. I could deal with that. Mummies and mummy lords, not for me. So we were playing. We were in this like not quite like a ziggurat type temple, but like an underground temple.
Yeah.
And ta-da, mummies, because of course they'd be there, and they should be. And this was a home game. Our monk was about to die, and I was playing a bard. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna let this happen. So I run over to him, and we're on like this like stairwell. And I cast Cloud of Daggers at the bottom of the stairwell. So if they have to come up, the mummies are gonna, take damage. And I was like standing right next to them. And I'm like, here, I got you. And I think because of the rule set, I did a healing word and was like, okay, you're good to go. And I was expecting them to jump back in and go and be like ready at the Cloud of Daggers. They ran. And all the mummies came up. And I perma died. Like I was supposed to perma die from the hits. Like I got mummy rot and was supposed to turn to dust. And then I looked at my GM and I went, and she was also like, so we just retconned it and just said I went down normally. And I'm like, this is I'm
monk abandoned you.
I ran away from me and went and hid. Like it was only for a turn, but like it was still like enough for me to like die. I'm like, ooh, you. So I'm still not over that. I will talk about it in therapy. Oh, I also have another one that's stupid. It was actually beginning Curse of Strahd. I've never played it all the way through, but the very beginning. I got downed by an animated broom. I opened a closet and just went bap, 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 and it crit. And I went down. That was also good.
Wow. I love these kind of stories because because it's like like you can actually be mad, but you can't be mad to the point where it's like something that you feel bad about bringing up. Like it's like it's the perfect sweet spot of just like fuck that motherfucker forever, but like we're cool.
Yeah, like the person and I don't talk anymore, but like legitimately, if they pulled it up, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you. But also, it was really funny actually. So whatever.
Anita, can you tell me the dumbest character death or TPK you've had? In chat, if you're feeling willing, uh, drop your stories as well. I want to hear about dumb character death.
Ooh. This was also on another player. I was playing a ranger in a 3.5 game. It was probably one of my first ones. And like I was playing a ranger. It was Return to the Temple of Elemental Evil. And this group was walking through my ranger's forest towards the temple, and I was being introduced as a character, and I was like, okay, if they're coming through my forest, I'm gonna have an arrow knocked, pointed at the ground, and I'm going to come out from the bushes, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, what are you doing in my forest?
Right.
To sort of like, introduce myself to the party, like have them have a chance to be like, oh, we're on our way here because like there's some evil that's happening, like that sort of thing, people playing with other people and being, in with the story. No, the barbarian immediately heard me say, I have an arrow knocked, and thought it's pointed at me, so I'm going to start attacking this stranger that popped out of the bushes. No player buy-in. And so I started fighting this barbarian. And that was all well and good until the druid that actually ran the forest, ran by the DM, decided to show up and turn both of us to stone for fighting.
Well, that's frustrating. I'm sorry, that's not silly. I'm done. I'm listening to that. I want to fight immediately.
I would have left. I would have just went home.
It was high school. They were all my boyfriend's friends.
Ugh.
I couldn't leave. I would have to find a ride.
I'd call my mom. I'd be like, no.
Be an hour and a half for my mom to get there and back. She wouldn't pick me up.
Uber.
Awful.
Didn't exist. It was 2003,
Taxi.
baby. I
Take the Greyhound.
God, I could have. It was like $10.
Well, there you go. Here's my story. It's a real quick one. I felt real proud because I don't prep sessions generally, but I prepped the session because I was like, I've always wanted to do a TTRPG murder mystery. So the party comes into town, and the head guardsman is just like, we've heard about you, we've heard about your cleric. The cleric, the town cleric is actually gone, so we need you to help us with an investigation. Usually the town cleric would come, cast Speak with Dead, and then we would go from there, but he's gone. So does your cleric have the capacity to do that? Our cleric did. They said, cool, we'll take it. So they take him to the crime scene. All of the suspects are there, and there's a dead body on the floor. The cleric goes to ask a question, but the spell doesn't work because someone has already cast Speak with Dead on this body, which is strange. Now we've got more kind of, you see, we're kind of building up the tension and everything. It's all cool, everything's going great. Suddenly all the doors lock, the windows slam shuts, and it's very cold inside. And the person that died, it kind of comes back as a revenant, and the whole thing was, it was supposed to be like a slasher movie where the revenant would pop up and you'd have to figure out who's he going after, because revenants always go after the person that killed him. Well, the revenant popped up the first time in the back room with the wizard, and the wizard goes fireball, and I'm like, sir,
please,
you are in the back room
this is a Wendy's
of a tavern where all the alcohol is. And to quote the meme, he goes, I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball. Now, what he thought was that he was like in an evocation, whatever, so they can like spare a certain amount of people. What he didn't take into account is that he could spare people from the initial spell damage not from 32 exploding barrels of alcohol and shrapnel. Took out everybody in the tavern.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have a really similar story if it's okay for me to tell one
Absolutely.
more.
Absolutely.
So my first run of Tomb of Annihilation went off, finished. I decided to run it again. Because I was like, well, I know the game. I can do it better this time. And I have more friends that want to play. So we started. And I'm not going to name this person. I love them to death. It's not like they're on the internet or anything, but you, you. So they are very chaotic, very like RNG, like, let it, if it happens, it happens, and they all decide to go to the main town in Schultz. And they go into one of the taverns. They're bringing their own alcohol that they've bought and also stole from the quest giver, because they stole some and they also bought extra. And then they go in, and someone recognizes one of the people because they were wanted. And immediately they went, "You're not taking me alive." And went, "I would like," they cast a fire spell and started a fight. And I'm like, "Do you understand that there is a chance that you will hit the alcohol in the tavern filled with like at least 20 something people? Like, you understand this?" And they still said yes. Immediately the whole place catches on fire, and then they have their own barrels.
Oh no.
And they do not cause a TPK. However, one of them went, "I don't want this guy to get out and to say that to share that I'm wanted. So I'm going to take these barrels and block the entrance." And I went, and that is the first time, and I think the only time I've ever been like stunned enough to go, I don't know what to do. They got arrested, and then they like teleported, like they used like a teleportation, and they ran, and then no one knows where they are. They ran into the jungle. But I sat there and I went, I think we have to start over, because this was like the first episode, like, or like the first like session. Like, I think we have to start over, like, completely. Yeah, that did not last long. I love that person. I do not play games with them. I'm like,
Yeah.
you are my friend. I'm going to be real careful about what games we play.
Yeah, that's one of the magic things about TTRPG is you get to see like really lovely people make just really stupid decisions sometimes, and it's just like, how did you take 1+1 and get this? Like, like how did we end up here?
Sphinx says, when I first GM'd, my level 1 to 2 players thought that it would be a good idea to fight 3 bugbears in a 10 by 15 room. Only after the fact did I realize I could have just had them captured. And
You know, sometimes people gotta learn.
sometimes.
They had the gall. They weren't going to mess around.
Had the gall and the gumption. Shortly after that, we started a new game. I had them start on a ship coming towards the main continent. Ship combat started, and two smaller pirate ships coming in on either side. It was also raining. The players independently decided to jump off their ship to the other ships. Lots of things happened, but they made it back, except one. He decided he wanted to loot the bodies of the attackers and go below decks and search for shit.
They just left without him?
I
hope
mean,
so.
Yeah, you know, listen, sometimes as a DM, you have to ask yourself what amount of fuck around warrants the finding out. And you know, there is a level where it's just like, okay, you fucked around a little and you're about to find out way more than you should, so I'll tone it down for you. But then there's sometimes where it's just like you fucked around so much that you about to get all this find out.
Yeah, that had happened, and it's a very short story in comparison. But we were playing like I don't remember what the game is like exactly, but you know, like it's 5e, flying ships.
Yeah.
They're basically flying ships. And there was this huge safe that had what we were looking for in it, and someone dropped it, and it was so heavy from the drop that went dun 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 and went through all the levels of the ship and put a huge hole through the entire thing.
Oh my.
Uh, and I caught it with like a nat 20. So on the other ship, it did not go through our ship, but the other ship started like going down, and I'm like, I don't know how we thought that was gonna go any different.
I truly believe that if you let your players do this much fuck around and you give them this much find out, you're gonna end up with a game that looks a lot like Fast and the Furious.
True.
Because they listen, Fast and the Furious is the poster child of doing way more fucking around and getting not nearly enough find out.
I don't know. The latest ones, they've got a fair bit of find out. I think the find out is happening. The GM
The
is fed
find
up.
out is Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is the find out in the Fast and Furious movies. Yes.
I hate that I know that. But that you want to talk about somebody else that needs to find out. Well, if you've been in the TTRPG space for long enough, you've probably had the displeasure of playing with that guy. That guy is a veritable black hole of fun at the table. Somebody that if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience at the table would improve tenfold. So, Serenity, click, clack, snacks, I must ask you, have you played with that guy?
I'm a fan presenting person who plays TTRPGs.
I'm so
I played with
sorry.
plenty of them. So many.
That's the only answer you need to that question.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like so there's no one like outright in the community that I've played with and went no. Like I don't, at least like online. There's never been a person, because most of the time, if I don't know who these people are, I can go look at the stuff they're in, or if someone knows them, they'll tell me, or beforehand we'll go, you should just watch out and be careful, and then I'll be prepared. Um, but I don't remember like anyone specifically where I was like that. However, at one of my home games, we had someone who was pretty new to TTRPGs and was very excited. And like, so I don't like discredit them for their excitement. They bought all of like the main, like the three main books, like the Monster Manual, the Player's Manual, the DM's Manual, and they were really excited. However, common sense should be free, and it is not. Because we were fighting. So we would have these, it was a West March campaign, and then once a month on a Saturday, we would have a 12-hour one shot with like the people who like had been in there quite a bit and like had been in the main campaign, or someone who's like, I really want to be in this. And it was typically the same 4 people and then some alternating people. And a monster came out, and they were like, oh yeah, it looks like this. And they then said what they're called. And then immediately that guy pulls up the monster manual and goes, will you spell it for me?
No fucking way.
I
No
wish I was lying.
fucking
I
way.
wish I was lying.
No.
And we went, what are you doing? And he was like, I want to see a picture. I'm like, then you can ask for a picture. That has all the stats in it. You can't do that. Like, you cannot do that. You could look up a picture. You can go online and just go to Google Images, type it up, look at images, close your phone, put it down.
That's
Not do that.
wild. The
And
audacity.
I genuinely think he didn't know he was doing something wrong. But also, I'm giving him such a benefit of the doubt because he never did it again, because we would not stop giving him shit for it. I'd never play with them again. The time we had was great.
That's a huge no-no. Huge no-no. I mean,
It's so
It's
fun.
one of
Like,
those rules that is like it's unwritten.
mhm.
You don't look at the DMG and you don't look at the monster manual if you're a
Right.
player.
Yeah, right. You think. But it's so funny because there will be times where people I still play with, like sometimes for one shots or things at home because I don't typically do that. I mostly play online now. But there'll be a monster. I'll be like, hey, can you spell that for me? And then like I'll just like grab a monster manual and they'll be like, put that book down. Um,
RAU rules is unwritten.
the unwritten rules of tabletop. I think we need. I think that's a new segment that we need. It's like, what is a table faux pas? That is a
don't
huge
look
one.
at the monster in the monster manual while we're
That-
about to fight it in game.
That's a big one. Holy.
It ruins the fundamental fun of trying to beat this thing for the first time.
I mean, that might just be in the tabletop commandments. I mean, I think I might just
You
put that one
put
down.
two.
I'm just
Don't-
you
Thou
can do.
shalt put the fucking monster manual down. That's insane. I wish I was making that up. Like it's uncanny.
Wild.
Look, thou shalt not look at monster stats.
HA, but what if I have a magical item that's actually a Pokedex?
Yeah, and that's like legitimately I've given people Volos's book and I will say you can use the Volos like manual to a point. Like I'll
Right.
say everything that's written, not stat wise, but things that are written like resistancies they probably put down, immunities they put down, vulnerabilities, but not like their entire move set. But I'd say anything that's like narrative, use it.
That's
And I would say
actually
the
really
same thing.
clever. That's
Mhm.
clever. I like that. I'm
And I
trying to
do the
think.
same thing, yeah.
I'm trying to think of other faux pas. Like, oh, okay. This is actually gonna settle an argument. Oh, this is an old argument. Somebody came to an in-person session with a medium-sized pizza for themselves.
Was
It's
there a discussion about like getting food beforehand or like
no, it's just like you brought a whole box of pizza that everybody could get a slice from. But you're like, no, it's all for me. Like I don't know. I feel like pizza is inherently a party food.
If you are bringing pizza to the table, pizza is shared. It is
if you're
the
bringing
table's
shared
pizza.
food, if you're bringing shareable food, bring enough or ask for people to send you money so you can get enough for everyone. But if you're like ordering from
Our
like Taco
pizza.
Bell,
It was you remember when not Pizza Hut but Domino's had that like $5 hot and ready? It was like one of those big
Or like Little
pizzas.
Caesars.
Yeah, I think it might have been Little Caesars. I don't know. It was a big. It was like the box is like this big. Hold on, like that big. I don't know. I just like that was the most. I think it might have also been because we were all very tired because we were just playing all weekend. It was just like this motherfucker really brought a whole ass pizza.
If you bring a pizza to the table, it better be a personal pan.
Like if it were a personal pan, nobody would have said shit.
No one would have said shit.
It was like a fucking $5 medium to large hot and ready pizza. Listen, that almost tore our
Oh,
group
it was the
apart.
large one topping pizza from Domino's when
Yes.
they did that deal. It was
Yes.
like large one topping. Yeah.
it was large. Okay, no,
Yes.
the thing is if it's like $6 or below, if it's a shareable food, share it. Because I understand if you bought like a very specific like gluten free, it's like, hey, this is really expensive. I bought it just for me and it's for
Nah,
extra
it
food
was
later.
cheap.
Discuss.
Domino's hot and ready large one topping pizza. And listen, this pizza to this day brings like bad feelings to a certain group of my friends when you bring it up. It almost tore us apart.
If it is a large pizza, that is the table's pizza. I'm sorry.
That's what we were saying.
I'm with
Or
you.
like Yeah,
with
no,
you on that.
100%. I agree. Unless someone was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get food beforehand. Is everyone gonna get their own food, or are we getting it
Yeah.
together?" And if they're like, "I'm bringing my own food, but I'm bringing a big ass pizza because I'm hungry," if
So
it was disgust.
usually what happened was we all got together and then together we will order pizzas for everybody.
Okay, that's
But
unacceptable.
but this motherfucker today decided I'm just gonna show up with a pizza for me. Y'all can get your pizzas together, but I'm gonna eat my pizza right now. And it's just like we we do that so like we could tell the story and then like at an actual break we all get the pizza together and then we can all eat. But like if there's food already here, motherfuckers not thinking about the game, they're thinking about eating that pizza. And you just threw off our whole groove. You threw off the king's groove.
Yeah, typically when I had like a weekly home table, we would take like a break and either go get food or have food ordered and then take the break.
This
Or
person was saying, well, since y'all do that anyway, I'm just gonna handle it beforehand and y'all can do it when you normally do it. Which is
no, I don't know this person and I don't know your relationship with this person. I don't like them. Sorry.
Lamia, listen, as someone who cooks like a god for game nights, I am disgusted by people who aren't communal about food during communal events like gaming. No, I'm with you.
and this I'm, I'm not trying to hijack. No, there's one aspect of the story that I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Which, okay, so the deal at the restaurant is it's a $5 one topping hot ready, right? But one of the players in the group was dating the person that worked at that pizza joint, so she would let us get extra toppings on it, and he used that connect to get extra toppings
Betrayer!
on his
Betrayer!
pizza before. So it's like,
No.
no,
No.
you can't
Blacklisted.
Blacklisted. Never allowed at the table again.
No, kick him out.
Excommunicado.
Change the locks. Their character's gone.
No. Never invited back ever
It
again.
turned into a whole thing. It really did. Like this almost tore our group apart.
Can't do it.
No, I would not play with that person by choice. I'd finish the game and be like, we're never talking again.
What's the tweet you
It's not that bad.
fan from David Buster? Okay, I'm so like I feel I can't tell you how valid, but I thought for like I've grown a lot since then, and I'm like maybe I was being petty
No,
because I was the main one, like I was the GM at the time,
That's
and like
disrespectful. Okay, if you were the GM, you're entitled to a slice of that pizza.
look, I
That
didn't
is
want
the
to
GM
say
tax.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't
No,
want to say
GM
that.
tax.
the GM tax. GM tax. You're gonna take a piece of pizza. Like, you know, it's like that is that's an unwritten rule. GMs get a share of the snacks.
Oh yes.
Like even if I bring like a bag of Skittles, I'm giving them a small handful.
Bro,
GM gets the dibs on snacks.
I've
Correct.
never GM'd more upset than I did at that day. Watching this motherfucking destroy this pizza in front of me. Knowing I've got to go like 2 hours before it's like our turn to like, because I'm like, okay, let's just try to keep our regular rhythm. I'll start doing the thing and then we'll just do our break like we normally do. And he's just shoving fucking pizza down his goddamn throat. And I'm just like,
thou shalt share food during the game. Thank you, Lamia. New commandment.
Are you still friends with that person?
yes.
Don't.
And the final upsetting bit of it is the pizza. And like, listen, this is where I'm going to lose a lot of people that are on my side. It was pineapple and ham pizza, and I was just infuriated because everything about I just that day will live in my head forever. But uh, we've talked about some really rotten people.
Why are you still friends?
As long as you don't play dungeon like play TTRPGs with them and then agree to bring food. If they do that again, I'd say cut them off.
Like
Block
we're,
them.
we're not friends in the sense that we talk often. We're friends in the sense that I forget to unfriend them on Facebook.
Facebook friends.
Oh,
Gotcha.
you're not
Now you're
actually
friends.
friends.
Yeah, and like every now and then.
That's a different breed of that guy.
So you know, in a breakup, when like the friend group has to choose what side of the breakup they're on, where it's just like this motherfucker chose to remain in the middle, which is fair. We don't talk very often, and then he saw me on a thing that I did. I don't remember. I think it was the Avatar game when Avatar tapped me to do the quick start explainer thing, and he was just like, "Hey, can you get me in good with streaming and stuff?" And I'm just like, "Motherfucker." Okay.
You wouldn't share snacks with me.
My
You
I
don't
would
first
share
share
thought
pizza.
streaming
I
with
don't
you.
share
was the
connections.
pizza. My first thought was the pizza. I'm not gonna lie, and I was just like, "I can help you,
But I won't.
but do you remember when I needed you most?"
This is the one time I'd say gatekeeping is okay. Like,
I don't
absolutely.
like gatekeeping, but I'm just like, there was a time when I needed you. I was so hungry.
Sphinx. They brought that pizza specifically not to share it with y'all, and I want you to know that. That's why
No,
it was
he
ham and
really
pineapple.
did. He said this was my pizza. Like, y'all go get pizza later anyway. What's the big deal?
Hey,
Dude's not in the space and is already blacklisted.
I was going to say, literally, if he ever joins the space, let me know and I will block him immediately. He is not in my projects. He doesn't share pizza. That was toxic as fuck. I'm not doing it. I will vote no if he tries
This
to
is
play on
so
Party
funny.
Game.
'Cause,
No.
like,
The vindication, I think, that you feel in this
I
moment.
really do feel vindicated because I felt like that was me in my villain era. Like, you didn't get me pizza, fine. I'm not gonna help you get in the street.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
Incredible.
Oh God! But we've talked about horrible people. We like to end our show with a little bit of positivity. So this is where we do our community spotlight, where we give you the chance to highlight people in the space that have made you feel welcome, highlight people in the space that you feel aren't getting enough attention, shine for the work that they put in, and people that you think we should hound to come on our show.
Oh gosh. Hi. It's my friend group again. Hello. My friend group is popping their head back up. Hello, look at all these lovely people. So I will always sing the praises of my friends. Genuinely someone who is putting in a lot of work in projects. Like all my friends are. And literally if you say give me a list of people who would be good in your games, and I will give you a list immediately. I do think that Christian, a fluffy Goomba, puts in a lot of hard work. Lots of hard work. It is insane. So he is the safe straight man, everyone. If you need a safe straight man in your TTRPGs, there you go. There's one. But he does so much work educationally. He's in so many performances. Like this man is going for like the streamies. I don't know. He's going for gold, and I don't think he's appreciated enough. Of course, hi, you're in the chat. I'm going to talk about you. Fuck you, Pusha Kid. A phenomenal
AJ.
AJ, phenomenal.
No, I'm just kidding.
Phenomenal editor, phenomenal person to work with. Very, very straightforward and easy to play with, to work with. Please give them money for cool things because they definitely deserve it. it's so many. It's someone I'm going to talk about that's outside my typical group of friends. Is Mimics and Misfits, Matt. And I don't know if you've met him. But
I have not.
he does amazing games. I'm actually going to be in an upcoming game with a few amazing people that I've mentioned. The cast hasn't come up yet, so I'm not going to say it. But we are going to be in a really, really great game. But I've played with him in the past, and he's played with people like Robin, so Captain Krail of the Atomless, Dylan, a lot of amazing people, really, really phenomenal GM, and also a phenomenal like channel. Like really, really easy to talk to. I'd say Matt is a great person. Easy to rely on, easy to communicate with. So if you're looking for someone who can run a good game, a good platform, and someone who is just as giving as they can possibly be in this community, Matt, 100%.
Yeah, I just posted the link for their Twitch channel in chat. So go ahead and give them a follow, y'all. Mimics and Misfits.
Yeah, big point is he makes a point to pay his players. Like he even if the channel isn't like tremendous, he does everything he can to make sure that we feel appreciated in our craft. And it's both verbally and through game, and also like monetized, which is
Hell yeah.
amazing. Also, yes, there was a Bible Man character. Pronouns he/him, spelled HYMN. And that is a great character that you play.
I'm getting the rest of their socials in chat now. We've got their YouTube, and their Twitter. Oh no, their Blue Sky. I'm always happy when I see somebody post their social and it's just like, oh, no Twitter. Good. Escape the burning ship all you can.
I think that he does have one, but I know he just doesn't use it a ton because I think I have mutuals with him on there. Mimics. Mimics and Misfits. Yeah, he is still on Twitter. But he's moving over.
Oh yeah, I found them. My stalking skills, I mean my research abilities are coming in clutch.
Yeah, Matt's amazing. Phenomenal.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to him. If he's getting the thumbs up from you and AJ, then count me fucking in.
Christian's also played with them as well, so if you need another voice.
Look, I mean, anywhere Christian goes, I'm trying to be. That dude is cool as shit.
Yeah.
That like you ever see somebody that is like so chill without using any effort to be chill? That's him, and it upsets me. I'm like, make it look harder to be this chill, at least. He's like, yeah.
Literally, I've only seen him mad once, and it wasn't like actual mad, it was like defending a friend, and I was like, oh god, I can't be here. Oh jeez. So yeah.
Like, imagine having that directed at you, because I GM'd him in Harlem, the Harlem Hellfighters Never Die, and there's a point where one of them gets taken over, and oh no, he gets taken over and accidentally shoots his friend and goes apeshit on the thing that made him do that. And I was just like, which was technically me at the time, and I was frightened for my life.
Yeah. I put this is not really, it's kind of spoilers for the game, but it's also like a long time ago. I put his girlfriend in tragedy on the top of a steeple. And she was the Triton in the middle of a desert, and she was just tied up on a steeple, and the rage. So I feel it in game, and then after I have to go, are you okay? And he's like, oh, I'm great. I'm so good.
Right?
And I'm
The
like,
switch up is fucking terrifying. Like, I'll burn you and burn down everything you love. I swear to God, if you put my name. And it's just like, okay, cut. Hey, how's it going? Ah, like,
Yeah,
Don't be
no, it's
nice to me that fast.
insane. Hire Christian for your shit.
Yes, do it. Do it. We cannot recommend this man enough. Um, all right. Well, if that is the last that you'd like to mention, Anita, do you have anyone that you would like to put in your community spotlight for the week?
Community spotlight goes to Val, Space Valkyries. Like we have Val on our Warren Guard game, and it is their first time in an actual play. And she's such a natural, so good, such a good scene partner. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Uh,
She's a brilliant fiction author as well.
oh hell yeah. For this week, I'm just gonna bring mine to one. I'm gonna give a good old shout out to Nerdy. Nerdy is a nerdy rapper. None of that Jig Todd, real cool dude. This week he had an issue where there's the song that he liked, "Cop Cutie" from the Rookie, but you know we're all a cab here. He was like, I didn't know if I wanted to sing the song. Sometimes you gotta remind motherfuckers, hey, a cab means doing what you want and not letting the cops not letting the cops fuck up your joy. So if you want to sing a song that you feel like might be pro cop, either sing it because you want to and nobody can stop you, or change the lyrics. He did, and he made a bop out of it. So if you have TikTok, go and check his TikToks out. And if you don't have TikTok, he posted it on Twitter as well. But that's gonna be our show, everybody. I have been one of your hosts, Noir Enigma. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, Hive, fucking YouTube, fucking Hell Dive 2, Pornhub, wherever you want. Just put in the Noir
Back up.
Huh? No,
Back
don't
up.
worry about it. No,
Okay,
don't
cool.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That's SW is coming in real clutch now, huh?
Oh, see, I was confused again, so it's just gonna be a Star Wars show.
Star Wars show hosted on Pornhub.
It's just like we fuck over the Empire, and that's it. And it's just a TTRPG.
Come watch this BBC get fucked hard, and it's just how Finn's storyline just gets ruined throughout the news.
I'm your other host, Anita. My pronouns are she, they. You can find me everywhere at Panita. I'm also the channel runner and founder of Critical Misses, so you can find me here. Our guest next week for Morning Ritual is Haley Whipjack. So we're going to be talking to Whipjack next week. Very excited for that. And you can also find me Sundays over on Indoor Adventures channel for our Apocalypse Keys game. Tuesdays, you can find me on Modifius's channel for a Star Trek Adventures actual play. Fridays, you can find me back here for Warren Guard. And occasionally, you can also find me on Gen Con TV for table takes when they need a spare guest host.
I was actually done.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna just say, don't forget our Patreon. We have one. We keep forgetting to mention it. Also, you can find me every Monday. Fuck it. You know the thing. Go ahead, as you were.
Noir Monday on Alt.
No, it's fine. No, we can
Alien.
skip it. It's fine.
Which is an Alien game.
Don't worry about it.
Watch it.
We're professionals. We've done this 100 sometimes. And our fantastic guest, please, Randy, tell us where we can find you.
Hi. I'm Serenity, Seren, whatever, she, Faye, whatever pronouns. I go by Click Clack Snack on the internet. You can find me all over the internet under that name. Typically, I'm at my house, so you know it's fine. I'm easily fun. But if you are wanting cosplay content, if you like TTRPGs, if you like that kind of stuff, if you think I'm kind of funny or kind of cute, guess what? You can find that there. If you also think, wow, I bet she's got great tits, you can find that out too for a small portion of money. monthly. I have Raven reviews saying good. So, check it out yourself. TTRPG wise, you can find me every other Sunday on Total Party Kiss, where I run Tragedy of Theologian, a 5e Greek mythology inspired game with amazing players. We are on our way down to Hades. We are
Oh shit!
we are going off flat world. They're going off the edge of the world to go down to Hades. So that's gonna be fun.
I knew it.
There's also, you can find me on the Lurking Legends, which has one episode out right now, but trust me, there's plenty to come on Ahusha_Kids YouTube. It is a 5e One Piece game based off of the time skip. So we're just a bunch of fun people doing things that aren't super canonical, but dang are they cool. And maybe we kiss, question mark. I do little projects here and there. And if you're interested in any of those little long shots, one shots that I'm doing, guesting, feel free to check out mostly Twitter is where I'll post it. But if you just want to see me in cool cosplay, probably TikTok.
Every one of those sales pages were perfect. But that has been our show today. The ritual has. Well, we're going to go ahead and raid our friend. Let's do Total Party Kiss.
Yeah, I was gonna say Strange Hungers is on right now. So
yeah, let's do Total Party Kiss. So we're gonna go ahead and raid our friends at Total Party Kiss, who's playing. They're doing a shopping episode on Strange Hungers. So go say hi, be nice, and with that,
The ritual has concluded.
the ritual is
Bye.
concluded.